frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Hey, Gunny! The 1-0 Jets are in town, baby. You're in a good mood. I can tell. You're in a good mood, Gunny.
Yeah, I'm in a great mood. I'm doing good. You know, I was a little shaky there for a little bit, but I'm back. Got my mind right. You know what I'm saying? I had to go through the process of grief. You know what I'm saying? I went through the anger, the despair, the negotiating, and now I'm at that acceptance stage, right? So, like, I'm feeling good. I just, really man, what a week though. Like, I don't think there's going to be any other game for the remainder of this season, unless we go to the Super Bowl, that will have this level of roller coaster of an emotion than what we experienced opening day, September 11th of 2020.
Well, you know what? I have to agree with you, buddy. Now, number one, I'm so excited. I forgot to say, welcome, everybody.
Yes. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, the Thursday thick of it. Let me pull up the right thing here. The Jets are fine, of course, to have in the background, but let's do our little thing. Here we go. All right, the Thursday thick of it. Welcome, everybody. I'm GreenBean. That is Gunny Gumby. And we are here to talk you through some things. We have lots to show you. But he's right. Gunny is talking about the emotions. Now, I was not at the game. You were not at the game. So no. Lots of fans were, obviously. The place was packed. We saw an amazing opening. I mean, it was Storybook. I couldn't believe it. While we were live, Gunny, I was running. I was like out of breath. I couldn't breathe. I was like as Aaron Rodgers ran out, the place is dark. All the LED lights are flashing. The green lights are all over the place. It looks stunning. The best I've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
The spotlight is on our hero, Aaron Rodgers, running in with the American flag on the 22nd anniversary of one of the most painful days in American history. And I thought to myself, there's no stopping this team.
Yep.
We are going to shellac
everybody,
these unsuspecting Buffalo Bills. And this is what we got. We got a defensive stand right out of the gate, like we talked about.
Yep.
Send the defense out, stop them, and then send them out, and let's get some points. We saw some amazing things. We saw Breece Hall coming back from his ACL, pop one, first play, 25 yards. Then we saw Aaron Rodgers run around a little bit, but then we saw a penalty get called in favor of our offense, which is like, okay, Aaron Rodgers is in town. Everything's different. But collectively, all we got, Gunny, 75 mother effing seconds of Aaron Rodgers. That's it.
You can't make this stuff up.
Now, everybody's saying it's very much like 1999. Now, I told you guys that fateful day I was in Cleveland, Ohio. I was welcoming the Cleveland Browns back to the NFL after being taken from their city and being changed to the Baltimore Ravens and everything. And we did that. But they were the night game. They were the Sunday night game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I was running around town, drinking, doing drugs. I was actually hanging out with this couple. I was hanging out with a bunch of people, but I went to a bar and there was a bunch of Jets guys there and we were having a great time. And there was this couple that was trying to get me to stay in town with them. They wanted to keep me. I'm being very serious. They wanted to
kidnapped. They wanted to kidnap you.
They wanted to keep me there. And the girl, I was getting nervous because I liked the guy and they were nice. And I was like, and she kept saying, hey man, we should do, I'm like, hey, you got to stop. Like, I was like, I was nervous that I was going to cause some trouble, but what I realized later, they were swingers and they wanted to keep me in town and everything. But that's a different story. We'll talk about that. So we were at this bar and I met 6 or 7 Jets fans. I had 2 Jets fans with me. And when we were playing the Patriots, Vinny goes down. We don't know what the hell is going on. Tom Tupa has to come in, our punter, because of Bill Parcells, the way he kind of did the roster that day, or whatever the hell it was. And these Cleveland, this is when they started. The Cleveland Browns fans were making fun of us, because they had Vinny Testaverde before. So they were doing this chant, Testaverde. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, they were rubbing it. And the Jets fans came over, and these big guys, and they said, hey, you just say the word, and we'll fucking ruin this place. Like that. So, but it started early, man. So like that whole day, it was like brutal, right? Like, but we ended up losing the game. Now, in the collective wisdom of our franchise, Woody, Joe Douglas, whoever the hell it is, ignoring entirely any potential for curse, they decide it's a good move, Gunny, to trot Vinny Testaverde out for the fucking coin toss or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yay, dude.
Let's test fate. Why not?
Let's test it.
Let's just
It's like,
test
you know, like so many fans have been telling me there is no jinx anymore, Bean.
Bullshit.
Like, I'm knocking on wood all over the place. I'm scared. I say I want to believe, but I can't. I you know, the whole thing. I'm struggling. I want to believe. But they decide, bring Testaverde on the field. So not only is it like 1999, but that week, that year, we got at least a completion from Vinny Testaverde. We didn't even see Aaron Rodgers connect a pass, Gunny. Nothing.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe this happened. This could only happen to us. This could only happen to the Jets.
Nobody understands. I'm just going to tell you, you know, I get into these debates all the time with different fans, you know, different fan bases and everything. And they say, you know, you don't know Detroit, being a Detroit fan, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, let me just share something.
Stop it.
Cleveland, you know, and they look pretty good this year, and they've been okay, you know what I mean? But just by and large, their history is troubled as well, right?
This is true.
So, but do we get in these pissing contests with Cardinals fans, Browns fans, you know, Lions fans? You can suck. Sucking is bad, right? Not winning is bad. All those, and it's painful all the way across the board. But no one, and I mean no one, deals with the sick twist of fate that Jets fans do. There's just the what would be the worst case scenario and we see it.
We find
That's us.
We find it. We embrace it. It is us. That is our origin story. That is literally our origin story. Oh, the worst case scenario imaginable. Congratulations. That goes to the New York Jets.
It's unbelievable. It really is. It's unbelievable. So now here's what I'll tell you guys. And this is what look, we got to set the stage here. I know we've talked about it for days, but this is the Thursday thick of it. It's our first time as a unit. We got Gunny, you got GreenBean, you got Jets Chaos in the background. We got Finnegan back there. So as a collective, it's our first time to talk about this with you guys. So we're going to do that. And we got to set the stage, but I want to point out as we move on, lots and lots of positives about this. Now, and I'll start with this, Gunny. The big difference between this year and 1999 is that we won. And and listen, he didn't go down and we were up by 5 or it was like, no, it was the whole game. Like we didn't get anything from Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Nothing. So this was the entire team, including one Zach Wilson. We had to rally and overcome the loss of the guy we were all hanging our hopes on. And so we came out and we won that game. And that is a huge difference between now and 1999. 1999, we did not win. We lost. And then we lost a bunch of, we had Rick Meyer, and then we ended up, once we switched over to Ray Lucas, it's a shame. I wish we would have switched over to Ray Lucas one game earlier because he was hot. And when we were the end of that season, we ended up being 8-8. We were one of the hottest teams in the NFL. We would have beat the shit out of everybody in the playoffs, but we didn't have enough wins to get in. And that was it. We had Keyshawn and Corbett. We had a great team. We had a Super Bowl roster. But we have a Super Bowl roster now. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it really is the linchpin is our quarterback. Like, that's it. Everything else is in place, Gunny. You know? So it's all going to be about Zach, and we'll talk about that. So do you think the winning of the game, and then we'll talk to some of you guys in the chat. We'll say hello. I see Phil and Jets Forever and Twisted's here, Dakota, everybody's here. So we'll get to you guys in a few minutes. Don't forget. We try to get to as many of your questions as possible. Super chats obviously go first. But we'll try to get to as many as we can. And we'll watch some Philly as well. We're going to be alongside the game, which is nice to do with each other. We get to watch the game, which is fun for Thursdays, right? But Gunny, first question to you is, do you think the winning of the game is just that's our Super Bowl? It was the emotions, it was high, and we just rallied, and that's it, and we're going to sink off into the sunset? Or is it an indicator of the mettle of our current New York Jets, and we're going to be able to have a puncher's chance to a championship here? I mean, what do you see?
There isn't a single Jets fan, a single analyst, a single person that thought in a million years, once we all
Gunny. Is Gunny gone, or am I gone? Hold on.
I'm here. I'm right here.
Jeremy, what just happened?
Gunny was gone.
Okay.
I was gone?
Was I gone?
Am I
What
back?
were you saying? You were saying GreenBean is gone. What does that mean?
Gunny was gone for a second. Now he's back.
Okay, so Gunny froze. What are you saying in the chat, though, about me being gone at 3:14? What's that?
No, I'm trying to give you the times of three things that happened. I'm sending you.
Yeah,
I just sent you I just sent you the
responses, the reactions.
Touchdown timestamp.
Yeah,
timestamps. What's the first one mean? GreenBean is gone 3:14.
I meant to say 3:13 is when you disappeared.
Lost.
And everybody went crazy laughing, and you said, "What happened?" I said, "You have to watch to find out."
Oh, okay. I never watched it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So,
and
Gunny,
I'll
you
send
froze.
you the game winner's timestamp as well. That's coming right
Got
now.
it. Okay, so
That's
we're gonna
weird.
pull up some. We have some. We were live for the game. We had some interesting reactions, and we'll show you guys that stuff tonight. We're gonna try to make this fun tonight for everybody. So, all right, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. So, Gunny, restart your answer because you froze.
Okay.
What are you saying?
All right, so I apologize. I don't know what happened, but
That's right.
what I was saying was I don't think a single Jets fan, analyst, anyone that was watching that game thought in a million years this Jets team was going to be able to go ahead and get a W after watching the monumental loss of Aaron Rodgers after 4 freaking snaps. I can sit here as a grown man telling you my eyes watered up when I saw him sit back down because I knew. I was like, oh my God, there's no way this is happening to us. No way this is happening to us.
Mm-hmm.
I realized real quick, man, like as a grown man, I am too mentally and emotionally invested in this team because it to me felt like I had lost a family member. It really felt like I just lost a family member watching Aaron Rodgers sit back down, knowing I'm like, that man only does that because he's done. Like he's done. And I remember my wife sitting next to me and she's like, you don't know that. Relax. You're going to worst case scenario. And I'm like, no, babe, that's Aaron freaking Rodgers. He just sat back down after looking at the sideline and shaking his head.
Yeah.
He's done. And I told her, I was like, I think it's an Achilles. And she goes, you cannot possibly know that. I'm like, we're the Jets, babe. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure that's an Achilles. It was so bad that my eyes watered. I sat there in silence and she stopped talking to me. My kids were watching the game with me. And my oldest daughter, the only Jets fan, was just like, what does this mean for us, Dad? What does it mean for us? And I couldn't even answer her because I was so distraught. Wife got up, made me a drink, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the crap out of her because we deserve better than this as a fan base. I'm sorry, man. Like I think we are we have endured so much as a fan base, and yet year after year after year, we sell ourselves into believing it's gonna be different this year. And I am adamant in believing this could only happen to us. I believe wholeheartedly if Aaron Rodgers was on any other team, 31 other teams in the NFL, he plays the entire season and he's in the MVP conversations by the end of it. But because it's us, we would lose Aaron Rodgers, which, by the way, if you're like me, I was still shocked and ridiculously just like surreal about the fact that Aaron Rodgers is coming out as a New York Jet to play quarterback. I still, even though we've been watching training camp, we've seen Hard Knocks. As I watched that man come out, I was sitting there like, I looked at my wife and I was like, I know he was your quarterback and I'm sorry, but Aaron Rodgers is a freaking New York Jet. This is real right now. And to see him go down like that, it was a roll. I was watching the game. I had his jersey on. I had the legacy white Aaron Rodgers jersey on. And I thought to myself, if it's an Achilles, we may never see this dude play again. Right.
He's
so
not 28,
you know
Gunny.
He's not 28. An Achilles injury is not a joke.
Right.
So for me, after a while, at the end of the day, I'm still a Jets fan. I watched every single minute. I wasn't the person that turned the game off and went to my room and went to bed. I watched every single minute, but it was painful. But I'll tell you this. Watching the New York Jets after that, Zach Wilson came out there. You can tell he was not prepared. He had zero intention or belief that he would see a snap in this game whatsoever, unless it was us up by 30-something points and he was coming in to go ahead and take a knee. He was shocked by it. He was shell-shocked. Sauce Gardner was shell-shocked. That offense,
you could see it.
You could see it across again, that whole stadium. And again, thank goodness for a lot of Jets fans that I follow on Twitter that were there, and I was able to go ahead. They were sharing videos, and you saw the instant, like it just turned off from level of excitement, energy, like everybody was feeling it, to literally somebody, it's like you watch somebody just die. Like that's how quiet it got. For the fact that the Jets were able to go ahead and compose themselves and come back in this game tells me one thing. The dream is still alive. The dream is still alive. It has to be. Because like you just said, when it happened to Vinny, we didn't win that game. When it happened to Vinny, the derailment of our season began right there and then. You're telling me on a Monday Night Football game, Aaron Rodgers, the most anticipated appearance of the entire offseason. By the way, Monday Night Football, the most watched Monday Night Football game of all time. It wasn't just us. It was on record. It came out. It was the most watched Monday Night Football game of all time. So it wasn't just us. It was literally football fans everywhere were like, I got to see this for myself. And of course, Rodgers goes down. The New York Jets still rallied, still came back, and they beat the Buffalo Bills. Mind you, a Buffalo Bills team who's considered Super Bowl contenders, who's considered the AFC East champions, even though it's just week one. They're the reigning champions for the last 3 years. To watch that happen, I'm not going to lie to you, I went to bed on a high note. I still had to go through the whole process because we did lose Aaron Rodgers, and when it was confirmed again on Tuesday, it almost felt like it was just getting stabbed again. As if, like I'm like, okay, maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's just, a strain. It was stretched, not a full tear. I'm over here looking up stuff. If it's not a full tear, you can come back in like 3 months. I'm like, just in time for the playoff. I'm looking at every possible angle to go ahead and find the silver lining. Couldn't find it. It didn't exist. Tuesday comes out. I'm at the office. It's confirmed. He tore his freaking Achilles. I'm not going to lie to you. That was the most unproductive I've ever been in my life as a grown man. I closed my door to my office at the office, and I just sat there and everybody knows I'm a Jets fan. I've been so prideful, and I got helmets in my office. Everyone knows. And people kept knocking on my door and saying, hey, how are you doing? You good? I hate it. I'm not going to lie to you. At first, I thought to myself, man, people are cool. Nobody really came from me. My Marine Corps friends, I see y'all. I see how y'all are. They came heavy, which is fine. But at the office, people were like, man, are you good? And after a while, I was getting text messages like, bro, I know you're it literally is the equivalent of somebody finding out like, yo, I just heard, Gunny just lost his aunt. His aunt passed away, or his uncle passed away. Because it was like, hey, man, I'm so sorry, man. Like, I know you were excited about this.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. It was just an overload.
Yeah. Dude,
but I'm here to tell you guys.
All right.
As a Jets fan, I'm going to make it quick. I'm sorry. This does not take away from what the season can be. I watched Zach Wilson come in there unprepared and play a game that a lot of people are saying he looked the same. You don't know ball. If you saw that game and thought Zach Wilson looked the same, then you didn't watch Zach Wilson last year and in his rookie year. There was significant differences in what he did and how he was able to go ahead and lead that team down the field. You know, granted, I will say the touchdown pass was not really a touchdown pass, more of a touchdown catch by Garrett Wilson. I digress.
Yeah, no doubt.
we saw a different individual in Zach Wilson, and after watching the All 22 like 37 times since freaking it came out on yesterday, yeah, I feel good about this. Was just the beginning of us still on track to do what we set out to do for the 2023 season.
Well, let me say this. I got one of the owners of this massive corporation that I work for. Okay. He's a Philly fan. So I actually talked to him today too, but he was wearing his Philly. He FaceTime me and he's like, he's wearing his Philly stuff. And I'm like, but dude, when it went down, I just get this text. Yeah, how you doing, man? You know what I mean? Like I got texts or DMs or calls or from people that are so far outside my wife's friends that like just so not connected to the football world. Like everybody
or me
knows
anymore. Yeah.
Dude, are you okay?
Insane. Yeah.
Because the world kind of peered into our world.
Our world.
And you're like, how could this possibly happen? And we're like, what do you mean? This is us.
This is us. This is literally our origin story. This is what we have to go through on a regular basis.
It's crazy. Now
it's crazy you said that because there were Marines I haven't served with since Iraq. Like I met them in passing in Iraq, and of course when you're out there you exchange. And when we go back to the garrison, which means back to the States. Yeah, okay, this guy was deployed out of Iraq, but he's stationed in California. This guy's stationed in the other Carolina, whatever. I don't talk to them anymore. I kid you not. I had those individuals who had never texted me before or never talked to me on Facebook reach out like, bro, how are you doing, man? I can't believe this happened to y'all. Aaron, 4 snap. Like it was insane to me, the amount of individuals that I had not talked to in over a decade that reached out to check in on me. Everybody got a taste of what it's like to be a Jets fan.
Everybody got to see it, Gunny. Everybody got and then, this, no, but even for us, this is record.
Yeah, this is record breaking. This is
5 seconds. All right, Aaron Daniels is checking in. I had to find that I couldn't get signed on to Amazon. I don't know what the hell is going on here. So we got the Philadelphia Eagles playing the Minnesota Vikings here. So all right, we'll see how that goes as well. All right, Aaron Daniels, what's up, buddy? He says, I was at the game and was so hyped pregame when they announced Vinny as the honorary captain. Along with everything going on, I got Creed versus Brago. Dude, how do you not? Everybody was like, wait, why would you do that? I mean, look, I love Vinny.
I do, but
you know what I mean? But not that. Not game 1.
Oh my God.
No, I got it. I don't know what it. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, go ahead. Anything.
I just re-clicked and it did it again. It went on. I don't know what it is. It won't. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I was frantically texting my wife for some email code.
Help.
Yeah, help me. But anyway, yeah. So I know, dude, Aaron. It's like, I don't know. I just think that Woody should know by now. I can understand Saleh not knowing. I can, people saying like, come on, guys, there's no real curse. Like it's real.
Bull. No, it's real. 100%. I'm a believer.
You don't.
And I was with you. I was on the fringe. I'm like, I'm not superstitious. I'm a little bit stitious. All right, I get it. I understand why. No, I believe 100% Joe Namath sold his soul to the devil for us to go ahead and win Super Bowl 3. I believe 100% that this is the culminating event of what we've had to endure as a fan base because of it. We got our ring, but what did it cost us? Well, the answer is everything. It cost us everything. Thanos said it best. I just don't understand 4 snaps, GreenBean. 4 snaps. He didn't even get to complete a pass.
No.
To
Whether
a
that's
receiver.
his fault or not, we had the 3-step drop thing.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get
that's
all
true.
into it, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that was either. Like, I don't know why Garrett Wilson's open. Just fucking throw the ball. Like,
Right
I don't
in front of
understand.
him.
I don't understand.
Right in front of
dude. Like,
him.
what is it? It's like there's something with us. It's something with the Jets. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I
Aaron,
originally blamed Dwayne Brown. I thought Dwayne Brown because the cut block was trash. But it was a trash cut block. The guy never went down. But nonetheless, there was still ample time for Aaron Rodgers to get the ball out of his hand. And of course, you don't see it until the All-22 comes out, and then everybody's taking those snapshots of like, oh look, Garrett Wilson is literally standing there, unencumbered by himself, and it looked like Rodgers was looking at him. I'm sorry. It's
no, I'm with you, man.
Could only happen to us. Could only happen to us.
It's the truth, man. Douglas McClure, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the super chat. He says, Semper Fi, Gunny. There you go.
What's up, brother?
Yeah. The cruelest irony is hearing for months how A-Rod would help the O-line because he gets the ball out quick. Then he's lost for the season holding on to the ball. I know. Douglas, what do we say? What do we do, buddy, with this crap?
He nailed it on the head. Like, literally, every time I was approached with, well, your O-line is questionable, I'm like, I don't care about that. We have Aaron Rodgers, 2.6 seconds last year, quickest release in the game. Like, this is how you're going to go ahead and make the O-line look better.
And it just doesn't happen with us. Why?
It doesn't happen with us.
Why doesn't it happen with us, Douglas?
We can't have nice things.
And it is ironic. And then we hear all this stuff. Aaron Rodgers doesn't like those plays. Like, dude, all right. What the fuck are we talking? Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett are thick as thieves. He knows the offense in and out. Like, it was right there. I don't know what it was, dude. I can't explain it other than to say, did you see the thing that came out with the exec from Warner Brothers? Did you see that? When he wrote before the game, he said Aaron Rodgers will go down in the first quarter with an Achilles tendon injury.
What?
You didn't see that?
No, I did not.
Hey, Finnegan, can you Google Warner Brothers exec tweets Aaron Rodgers Achilles or something like that?
Before the game?
Before the game. And his account is now deactivated on Twitter. So what they're saying is the script writers are in charge of all this shit somehow. That's what they're saying. I mean, conspiratorial, I don't know, but it happened. It's real. I mean, I think it's real. I saw it. I read it. I saw it in 2 places. So it doesn't mean it's facts. You know the internet, dude. You know what I mean? We got all kinds of fun shit going on out there right now. So I don't know, but that would be interesting. So, Gunny, don't look it up. It's Finnegan. Finnegan and Jeremy are going to look that up. What are you doing? Are you frozen? Is that what it is? Oh, okay.
No, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to find it because you said that.
Don't
and
do
I'm
it.
like,
no, we're live. You're a personality.
We got the guys in the back. You're right. We got the guys in the back. Appreciate those guys. I didn't see that.
Finnegan's got your back.
That is beyond frustrating if that's the case.
Douglas, what do you think of that?
Man.
Right. What do you think, Douglas? If that's what it was, it's like it was drawn up like this because it's Zach Wilson's hero season. This is Zach Wilson's Kurt Warner season. Wouldn't that be something? Or they just hate us.
Or that. In all actuality, it might be that. It might just be pure hatred for the Jets. Somebody said this was an episode of The Simpsons as well.
Was it? Is it?
I don't know if that's true. If it's in The Simpsons, then I need to know how it ends because the Simpsons have hit on quite a few predictions, which is eerily odd, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts is taking a lot of hits right now, everybody. I don't like it.
He is. Yeah, and this is the best offensive line in football. That's not looking
a lot of it's him running. Like he's look at that. Oh, what a moron. Big fumble on a great punt return by the Purple People Eaters.
Oh my God.
The Eagles. There you go.
You're a
Jason
bum.
Edwards checking in. He says, GreenBean, you helped me off the ledge Monday Night Football. All right, well, let's show you how we did that. So, all right. We'll get into a few things. If you guys were with us on Monday Night Football, a lot of you guys were at the game. You didn't get to see this stuff. All right, I got to hold on. let me see here. I got to find it, Gunny. Hold on a second.
Do you think?
So we were live, as you know, right? And I was with Jets Chaos, Jeremy, and his brother Lee. He was hanging out with us, and let me just tell you, those two together, they're uncontrollable. They're uncontrollable. So, all right, let's see. All right, so here's our reaction during the Garrett Wilson touchdown, everybody. Where is it? So 3:03:05. All right, so here we go. We'll do 3:03:05 here, Gunny. I gotta get us there. Hold on. 3:04, 3:03, 3:02, 3:03. Hold on, this is hard to do. 3:02:58, 3:03:09. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. If you guys were not with us Monday night, you were at the game or you were milking cows, whatever you might have been doing. Here's our reaction. Can you see it, Gunny? Can you see the? All right. So here's our reaction to the game. This is the Garrett Wilson touchdown moment.
The tight end pass. Does he have it in him? In the corner.
Oh my God, Garrett Wilson's a fucking
Oh man. I should have sent you my reaction video for us to post as well.
Yeah, you got to send it over, man.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Jessica, it's crazy, man, because the whole time, man, I'm so disgusted. There's no filming of anything. I don't care. Like, I put my phone down. I was disgusted. So Jessica, of course, being amazing as she is, had literally captured my reactions from the Garrett Wilson freaking touchdown all the way to the end. And I posted the video of me and my daughter in the end. But my reaction was, I sat there. I literally threw my phone across the room and screaming, no fucking way that's real. That dude is not real. And then I had to watch it again. And I'm like, he really made that catch. That was insane. That was an insane
dude.
catch.
Garrett Wilson's a special talent, as is Breece Hall.
He is.
So, all right, let's look at this. This is the game winner, Gunny. All right, Jason, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I got to get this off the screen here. So, all right, here's the game winner. What's his face? Gibson, the current reigning rookie of the week. Week 1, we get our rookie of the week thing back. This is us. We're watching the game. We're hoping it's in overtime. We're hoping we can do something. Here we go.
Quentin Williams has got his breath back, so he was
Three-
there. Just want to say,
Okay.
come on, Xavier, you got any room?
Gibson.
Come on,
Wheeler,
Gibson.
Clean.
Oh my God.
Come
Come
on.
on, come on,
Stop laughing at them. Look at these two. There it is. So
I just sent you my reaction video to that. If you
you
wanna,
sent it? Okay, good. All right.
I just
I'll
I
check it out
texted
in a
it to you.
second. So yeah, Lucky
was
Leo
insane.
checking in. What's up, Leo? He says, "Hey, Bean and Gunny, you guys are my support. Still can't believe it with our quarterback. Did you guys hear that Rodgers filing a lawsuit about the turf? No, I didn't hear that one.
I heard something, but it was a satire account, so I didn't know if it was real or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I don't think
You know?
you really can't though. I think there's
I don't know
something.
if you
Apparently,
can.
somebody said you can't sue the NFL if you're currently a member or in the NFL, something like that. Like if he was out of the NFL, he could sue, but we're still paying him, so I don't think it holds water in terms of a lawsuit. But I will say this: for the first time in a very long time, the NFL across the board is looking at this and thinking to themselves, we might have to go ahead and get these guys what they want. Aaron Rodgers going down, like, let's be honest, like that. You saw Tom Brady, impact the tuck rule, right? To go ahead and pretty much
right.
give them an
This
advantage.
might be it. Right.
This might be it. I think the amount of noise you've now seen since it happened, that this could be the situation where you see them potentially push that over the top. Like that you just lost an elite player that the NFL just gave us, like, what is it, 8 primetime games? And it was because of Aaron Rodgers, and now they don't get to recoup the benefit of that. I mean, I think because
in a very
of
practical sense, it doesn't make sense. Right?
Doesn't make sense. Right? Like now they're like, crap, we got all these primetime games, and it was because of Aaron Rodgers, and then he's hurt. He's out now. So I think it's gonna go ahead and get taken care of. I got today already on a fake Connor Hughes freaking thing about Aaron Rodgers talking about he's not going to do surgery. He's going to search alternative. But
listen to this. Aaron Rodgers had surgery today. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know that. So
all right, we're going to get this in. Finnegan, did you put that in the private chat? Let me see here. What is this? Let me see what this is. What did Finnegan give us here? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we'll get to the Aaron Rodgers had surgery today in a second, but this is what we're talking about with this tweet. So look at this.
Aaron Rodgers going to losing a Rangers MetLife turf in 2.5. What the what? 6:01 p.m.
Right? So look
and
at
then
that.
He just disappears.
6:01 p.m. He predicted it. So what is that? Now that guy, David Zaslav, is a executive with Warner Brothers. Yeah, I saw that you texted it to me, Finnegan. I was wondering if you could drop it in the chat, just so it's easier. Because then if not, I'll send it to myself. But if you could just drop it there, that'd be awesome, and I'll show that. So this is what we're talking about, Gunny. So what do you think?
So first and foremost, all right, I did a lot of research on the Achilles injury, right? I kept wondering whether or not his age had something to do with it, or maybe perhaps like, he's had an injury, weakness in his legs before his visit. No, the Achilles is actually one of the tendons that nobody seems to understand, right? So my Achilles is as thick and strong or whatever as, say, a 300-pound lineman, right? Like there's no difference. It doesn't get bigger or thicker or stronger. It just, when it goes, right? It's the most unpredictable injury one can take. So I thought to myself, maybe as an athlete that he should have been stronger. Could he have worked it out better? There's nothing you can do to make your Achilles stronger. There's nothing. So for someone to predict that to be the cause of Aaron Rodgers going down, by the way, it's one of the rarest injuries that actually happens in the NFL, in sports in general, right? It's one of the rarest.
We've had, don't forget, we lost Marcus May with Achilles. We lost Carl Lawson with a fucking Achilles.
Carl Lawson.
Like what's with what is
one of the rarest, and yet somehow, some way, the Jets seem to be piling them up. Yeah. But to predict that 2 hours before the game starts, that is.
Now, if we look at what's his name, David Zaslav, let's take a look here. Let's see. Oh wait, that's not the one. Hold on. Oh, that is the one. Hold on a second.
Douglas McClure says, if the NFL was scripted, shouldn't the season be suspended since the writers are on strike? They got different writers. Like the writers that are on strike are in Los Angeles. The guys that write movies and stuff.
I thought
the ones that write the NFL stuff is, the players come together. They figure out how they want it to end. The most impactful story. I'm making stuff up now. I have no idea.
Yeah, but maybe it is Zach Wilson. Who knows, man? Maybe that's what we're looking at here. I mean, I don't know. Young star, they're letting the old star kind of go off into the sunset, and they're bringing up a new young. I don't know.
I'll say this, right? So I'm doing my prediction video, which has to change now because before I had it already done, but got to make some edits, adapt with the times in terms of our week 2. So I was doing some research in regards to Zach Wilson. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but like Zach Wilson literally has done this at every stage of competitive football in his life. Year 1, year 2, very, very shaky, a little bit like concerning. Can he really do this? Year 3, massive leap, right? Did it in high school, did it in college. He's in year 3 now in the NFL as well. Again, reaching for straws maybe as a Jets fan. You're damn right I am. You're damn right I'm reaching for straws. But there's been a pattern of how he's been able to go ahead, understand, adjust, and adapt to this game at each level he's played it at competitively. From high school to college, and then now the NFL, we get to see if it takes yet that same trajectory. But as a college kid, it wasn't until his 3rd year in college, in high school, playing football, that he started turning the eyes of scouts to go ahead and say, hey, this kid can play.
Oh,
and
yeah.
in college, it wasn't his 3rd year that he turned this thing around. People were like, oh my God, this dude's elite. We need to go ahead and draft him. So this is year 3. He's had Aaron Rodgers in his ear all off season. Yeah,
right.
It feels like it feels like the script writers are like, hey, let's just keep following his trajectory. It makes perfect sense. Nobody will ever think twice about it. If he has this massive leap in year 3, he's done it, twice before. All right, there he is.
Well, what is Jeremy? You're saying it's fake? This is fake?
What is? No, that one's Aaron Rodgers. There's no way. That's his account.
Let me see here. Now we got
that's Aaron Rodgers' account.
Hold on. Is it really on? It's not on his page.
No, it's on his. It's on his Instagram though.
Oh, that
was his Instagram. I think it was his Instagram. He posts a lot more on Instagram than he does on Twitter. I've noticed that.
Hold on. We got to figure this out now. I'm going to do it in real time for you, fine feathered friends. All right, let's see if it's real or not. Here we go. Come on, man.
His story. Click the little. Click his picture. Yep,
it's real.
Yep, it's real. That's his story.
Get out of here. What the hell just happened? Come on.
What's he talking about? What you said? Jeremy said that it was fake.
He did. He said it was fake. All right, so there it is, everybody. So surgery went great yesterday. Thank you for all. What the fuck is my internet? What is going on here?
No, it's the story. So it just runs real fast. It's not a screenshot. Yeah. It's a story. So every time we click it, it's gonna run.
Let me just make this known. I hate stories. Everybody likes it. I hate it. I like posts. I like reels.
Yeah. See the top thing, little thing rolling. It's about to go ahead and disappear again. Oh, you stop. You can try.
There we go.
Pause. There you go.
That's what I want. Fucking stories. What is this? Why do you guys use stories? Because they go away. Who wants it to go away? What are you?
GreenBean's old school.
I don't like it. So anyway, he had surgery, everybody. So there's that, Yeah. Well, that's good. Right?
So the research says from today, it's going to take him 6 to 8 months to feel normal. Right, but normal means like me, you know what I'm saying, like us walking around. Exactly. As a professional athlete, it's going to take him an additional 2 to 3 months to actually trust it. So by the time this time next year, he physically will be good to go. But again, it's like an ACL, MCL tear. It's the mental ability to go ahead and overcome that, trusting it, believing in it. But the good news is this, right? Aaron Rodgers is not a running back. He's not a wide receiver. He's a quarterback, and it's his left foot. He's a right-handed quarterback, so the majority of his power is going to come from his right, his right foot from being behind him. He just needs to go ahead and use that left foot to kind of like aim where he's going to be throwing at. So that's a plus. But he wants to come back. I say this again, GreenBean, and if Aaron Rodgers comes back, he's the starter. I don't care what anybody says. I want to see him. I want to see him play as a New York Jet. I don't care if it's 75%.
Gunny, hypothetically.
Yep, I know what you're going to ask because I've been asked 37 times.
Well, let's explore. So hypothetically, Zach Wilson ends up pulling off a storybook season. He's got all season to do it. He's 1-0. He's actually 5-0 with Breece Hall in the lineup. So there's that.
Facts. Undefeated.
Facts. A lot of people don't know that, but Garrett Wilson or Zach Wilson is 5-0 with Breece Hall in the lineup. So let's say he pulls off a storybook season and Zach Wilson takes us deep into the playoffs to whatever end. Do we pull him for Aaron Rodgers?
All right, so I've been asked this. So originally, me and Jessica were sitting in bed last night, actually. And I'm sitting there like, well, Zach Wilson's it. We got to believe in him. And I was looking at the all 22 and pointing out some of the things that I saw. And of course, she's a great sport, and she's just, entertaining me because she's the wife. She knows I'm in dire need of some kind of positivity. But then she asked, and she goes, so I saw the post earlier. Aaron Rodgers talks about, the darkest of the dawn. He's going to rise again, blah, blah, blah. So what happens if this is the year that Zach Wilson takes a leap and he's an NFL starting quarterback and he takes y'all to the playoffs? But Aaron Rodgers just said he wants to come back. What do you do? And to me, it was simple. Zach Wilson takes us to the playoffs. Hey, great. We're going to go ahead and execute your fifth-year option. Congratulations. You're going to get paid another year. It's fully guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. I think there's something to be said on being a playoff team, which I think this roster is with Zach Wilson. I think if Zach Wilson is 15% better than what he was last year, this team is a playoff team. I think if we had Breece Hall last year in AVT, this team beats or wins the AFC East. I believe this defense is just that ridiculous. So with Zach Wilson taking us deep into the playoffs, I think that's actually achievable. I think that's achievable. So if he does that, great, awesome. But I believe Aaron Rodgers makes us Super Bowl contenders. That's different.
Yeah,
that is vastly different from being, a playoff.
No, I hear
team.
you, but we never know. But you never know what Zach ends up being. Like, what if he ends up kind of becoming the Zach Wilson that we hoped we were getting with our number 2 overall pick? He got that burst of confidence. He got Zach. He's got Hackett in his ear. He's got some true development going on. The team's behind him, and who knows?
The only way I would ever, again, I'm a Jets fan first. I'm always going to ride or die for the Jets first. Players fan second. If Zach Wilson takes this Jets to the Super Bowl, if he takes us there, he doesn't need to win it. If he takes us there, look, Aaron Rodgers, it's a torn Achilles, man. You're 40 years old. I don't know if you're going to come back at even 70% of what you used to be. It's a lot to gamble, but hey, we would love to have you as Zach's backup in his ear, right? Like, I think if Zach is able to go ahead and take control of the reins right now and take us to a Super Bowl, then there's no question. He's younger. He's 23 years old, 24 years old. Like, we would get what? Maybe another year, 2 at most with an Aaron Rodgers. This could be our next decade with the Zach Wilson. If that's the case, you go with Zach Wilson. But that's the only scenario in which I'm going to sit here and tell you, hey, Aaron Rodgers is a backup to Zach Wilson. He takes us to the Super Bowl. And even if he's riding the hot hand of Breece Hall or Dalvin Cook or the defense, if we get to a Super Bowl with Zach Wilson at the helm, he's him. He's our guy. He's our guy. Aaron Rodgers, look, my guy, we would love to have you, man. You're him. We're going to need you to be QB too. I think you're a calming presence to Zach Wilson. You can only make him better. If he goes down, we know we're still on track to go ahead and achieve our goals. He gets a Super Bowl trophy too if Zach Wilson wins. That happens. If it happens this year or next year, he
gets a ring.
Gets to add that to his legacy. Exactly. So for me, that's the only scenario. If we go to the playoffs is cool. I think this roster is that damn good that should be this goal still. I want a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, I still believe, gives us that chance. So I think the hope factor would make it to where even if we go to the playoffs with Zach Wilson and lose, we see Aaron Rodgers at the helm next year with this talented roster, because Super Bowl is what this game is about. I don't think anybody here is like, oh my God, if we make it to the playoffs, woo, we won. No, right now, current situation, we're like, this is in the playoff drought. I'm sick and tired of us being in connection with that.
Right.
We were just talking about Super Bowl last week.
Yeah, I know. Hours ago, dude. Hours.
Right.
You know? It's crazy. Doug checking in. He says the Zach Wilson to Garrett Wilson touchdown was an audible. Very similar to the audible we saw in the Giants game. You know, it was similar. So Zach was able to identify something and take advantage of it. Now, the pass sucked. So Garrett Wilson made lemonade out of lemons there. But, you know, like they said, the timing of the pass was perfect.
was beautiful.
So the audible was perfect, and that's progress. The timing was
So
perfect.
it wasn't
That's
an audible.
progress. But the pass itself wasn't the best. Catch.
This wasn't an audible. This was an RPO. It was an RPO call, so he had the option, and he realized he'd rather give the chance to Garrett Wilson, vice handing it off. I think at the time it was Dalvin Cook. I love the decision. Love the timing. His footwork looked really good. The throw was too far upfield, vice back shoulder, which again, Garrett Wilson's an alien. He made it work. He will learn from that because when he came to the sideline, we've all seen the video where he's like, "Damn it, man! I was trying to go back shoulder, and then I hit you in the front." So let's talk about how he knew where to go with the ball. He understood, even though he got the touchdown, it wasn't where he should have placed it. I don't understand how people you got to understand how much of a difference that is for a Zach Wilson. Because last year, Zach Wilson is celebrating that. Boom, I got a touchdown. Hell yeah. He came back, and Garrett Wilson had to be like, bro, it's all good. We're good. I got the and listen, man, I should have put that on your back shoulder. It went too far forward. I love that. Because that's an Aaron Rodgers thought process of like
it's workshopping things in real time. How many times last year did we see Zach run along to the sideline and sit alone on the bench? How many times did we see that?
Too many times.
Like, dude, we have like a 3-hour period where they're working. If you ever watch Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or any of these great quarterbacks, if you pan to them during the game, when they're not on the field, they're working. You know what I mean? They're studying something. They're looking at things. They're trying to find either what happened or where the opening is. Right. So that's the difference. Like, like Adam Gase, he's on one side. Fucking poor Sam Darnold sitting over there with no quarterback coach, no real offensive coordinator. And you got Adam Gase sitting on the bench, drawing up whatever he's fucking writing stories. And then, last year we got Calabrese on the sideline, but we don't, he's new. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. LaFleur's upstairs. Nobody gives a shit. This is a totally different thing. They're working on things. That's the way it should be. You have 3 hours, work, figure it out. If something goes wrong, you don't pout, you work. And I like how the team came around him. And, even Lazard saying, dude, man, you see, now it's not on your shoulders anymore. It's on them. We just put the pressure on them. And that's the important thing. We just do our job.
We're going to win. And he said we're going to win it.
That's right. Yeah. We're going to win.
So Douglas, I just want to just make the audible I think he's referring to was the run play that on the third down, we got the first down. So there was I forget which I was watching the all 22, but it was Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook was out left on the line of scrimmage. Zach Wilson comes up, and we've not seen this before. Zach Wilson comes up, gets under the center, looks around, steps back, does this to his helmet, points at Dalvin Cook, brings him in. And it was 3rd and 3, I believe it was, or 3rd and 2. Crucial, needed the first down play. He realized it was a light box. He was like, why am I going to go ahead and nope. He did this number, pointed at Cook. He comes over. He points where he wants him at, and then hikes the ball, gives us to Dalvin Cook. He gets the first down. That's the audible I think Douglas was referring to. Because that wasn't the play. That was him looking at it, read the defense, tapped on his head, pointed at Cook. Cook comes over. Boom, they got the first down. If they don't do that in terms of the way the defense was set up and they would go for a short throw, they were playing press, it could have been a more difficult way to get the first down. We did not see that from Zach Wilson last year or year one. We haven't seen that. And I saw that again. The all 22, I think, got me really hyped about what can be because it showed progression that most fans aren't seeing. Every fan is focusing on the interception in the middle. That was a bonehead play. Let's call it what it was. He had, I think it was Garrett Wilson to the right. No, not Garrett Wilson. What's going on with me right now? Lazard was wide open underneath to the right hash. He was trying to get to Garrett Wilson. He didn't see the freaking safety or Milano underneath, and then he just threw it. Dumb play, but it was a good read. I mean, he was going to his number one guy who was coming across. He just didn't see Milano underneath. But had he gone through his progressions, you would have seen that Lazard was wide open to the right. That was it. That was literally the only bad throw. People to sit there and tell you that the throw he made when he was falling down and he just tossed it up was bad. That wasn't a bad throw. His head was up. We've seen Zach Wilson look directly at the defensive lineman all too often to not be impressed with the fact that as the pocket was collapsing, his head was still up, realized, hey, Allen Lazard is by himself. I'll take a shot because there's no one around him to go ahead and intercept this ball. And he made a play. Watching the All 22 made me feel significantly better about what could happen with this season. You saw growth in Zach Wilson.
You saw growth, and you just don't know, man. You just don't know what can happen. And it's being said that Curtis Martin happens to be at the Eagles-Vikings game right now, sitting next to Roger Goodell. So when you stack that on top of the Warner Brothers guy, what the hell's going on, Gunny? What are they doing? Why is Curtis Martin hanging out with Roger Goodell? What's going on? What is this, man?
Sounds sus. It sounds very, very sus. I really couldn't tell you.
Sounds sus, right?
I'm not a fan.
So, all right. So here we go. We're gonna switch gears, talking about Zach Wilson a little bit here. Even though he came away with the victory, he wasn't supposed to be in there, and he played well enough in the whole thing. A fan walking out throws a water bottle at him, hits him in the face. So Garrett Wilson's mother went to Instagram calling us the terrible fan base, which I get, it sucks to lump in the whole, but
yeah,
for one asshole. But this is probably Kevin, the same guy who threatened Joe Douglas, and Joe Douglas, the story is Joe Douglas said, "I'll break you like a pretzel," or whatever. This is the shit, so let's take a look at this real quick. I want to show you guys the video here of a fan throwing a water bottle at Zach Wilson as he's walking off victorious. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. Let me see.
With so many storylines before it began,
right here,
and it ends with this man, Zach Wilson, walking off the field, the winning quarterback.
What the Gunny? What do you make of this? I mean,
there is zero. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, is this justified? Do we still hate Zach from last year? Or, he's a little sloppy. Like, what is it? Number one. Number two, is it okay to do this shit? What do you see here?
Negative to all the above, right? Like, I saw this and I couldn't believe it when I saw it flowing through social media. I made it a point to go ahead and with the help of actually a Dolphins fan, believe it or not, the Ghost of Adam Gase, screenshotted, zoomed in, did his thing, and sent me a picture, and I posted that on Twitter. If you can find his dude, ban him. I don't think it's a Jets fan. There is nothing. There's not a single fiber in my body that believes wholeheartedly that this guy's a Jets fan. It looks like this is somebody who got pissed off, ripped off his Josh Allen jersey, and threw it. You know what I'm saying? So you only see him in a white T-shirt or a white collared shirt. By the way, who comes to a freaking football game in a collared shirt? A serial killer potentially, right? Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Well, no, that's the thing with a lot of people do, man. That's like, this is that's what Woody did. He pushed all the real fans up top, not all of them, of course, but like the lot of the lower level is like business class now. So it's like company seats and all that kind of shit.
I don't think he's a Jets fan. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think that's a Jets fan.
Right there.
Because that reaction, that reaction makes no sense. You're talking about a quarterback that we all as Jets fans just witnessed a dire situation in losing Aaron Rodgers for the season. Still find a way to grit it out, battle it out, fight it out, and win the game against the Buffalo Bills, the AFC East favorites, a Super Bowl contender like in the conversation, right? And your reaction is, oh, you just beat this team. I'm going to throw this ball. There's no way. This is a Buffalo Bills fan, and no one can tell me differently. Even if you are the shittiest New York Jets fan, you don't come away from this game taking the opportunity to go ahead and throw a water bottle at the quarterback who just beat the Buffalo Bills. I have a hard time believing, even with the alcohol. If anything, with the alcohol, you're celebrating more because alcohol just amplifies your true feelings, right? So if you just won and you're a Jets fan, you should be happy because few of us believed that was going to be possible after Aaron Rodgers went down, and we still won. If anything, you should be elated. You should be buying Zach Wilson a drink. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe this is a Buffalo Jets fan. This has to be either a Buffalo Bills fan or just some rando who's at the game maybe Zach might have met his mom or something, and he's upset about it. I don't know. Because this isn't a Jets fan. Like, even if Zach had banged my mom after that game, I'm not throwing a water bottle at him. I'm gonna buy this man a drink. This dude is not a Jets fan. There's no way.
The water bottle, Gunny. Look at it.
Yep. Hit him right in the shoulder. Yep.
Well, right in like the neck, you know? It's like, so this guy right here, this frigging guy. Zach Wilson's like, what the fuck? I can't do anything right around here, man.
Right? Like, win the game, lose the game, doesn't matter. I'm still getting water bottles thrown at me. There's no way.
Yeah. He's like, I got a billion. He's like, what a life. I got a billionaire waiting to hug me, and I got a drunk moron throwing bottles at me. That's my dynamic right now.
Yeah. I hope we find this cat, and I hope he's banned from all NFL freaking stadiums. I've made this my mission for the year.
Yeah, look at this guy. So there he is right there. This is the guy right here. You see him throwing a water bottle. So I just want to say this out loud. Like Gunny said, if this is you, if you're in the chat right now, you're an asshole. Okay, that's number one. Number two,
you're trash.
They can clearly see who this is. They need to find, he's got front row.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They need to find out who that is, and they need to ban him. And I'd like to see it done publicly. I'd like to know who he is so we can all hurl eggs at his house, stuff like that. We should really make this
I don't
guy,
care where he lives in the country. I'm going to have eggs thrown at his house.
Eggs.
I'm going to have toilet paper on his front. Yep. It's happening.
The dog shit fire thing on the front stoop.
100%.
The whole thing. We should be doing that because that is just uncalled for, man. And let me tell you this, even if he didn't win, it's still uncalled for.
100%.
The whole
no
thing
matter what
is uncalled for.
Uncalled for.
Like this is what we learned this offseason. Like Aaron Rodgers came out, and it's, you know, particularly it's focused on the Mekhi Becton piece. When he said, like, look, we need to we needed to show him that we believe in him, that we support him, that we love him. And we uplifted him to believe again that he can achieve what he wants to achieve. And like, that's the difference. And I've been talking about it for years, man. Like, we make it like we're all pissed off that our players suck and they can't, you know, but we make it harder. And the media the whole thing, we make it harder to succeed with all this stuff. Now, I think this offseason, we've obviously been pretty happy and we've been mellow, but it's still shy. It's popping through. You see it. Like, this is a young kid. We're trying to, like, the best thing that could happen right now is that he finds it in himself to believe and overcome whatever these mental obstacles are, because he has the physical tools. We know that. We've never said
100%.
otherwise. It's
100%.
all up here. So if we get him to a point where he believes, and then again, we beat him down anyway, it's gonna hurt us. You know what I mean? It's gonna make our lives. Yeah, it can't be.
There's no way that it's a Jets fan. I'm sorry. I refuse. I refuse to accept.
I like to believe that. I think it is. I think it is. Because I just know too many of us. Not to say, I mean, I love us. I mean, I am us, right? I'm one of us. But I know a lot of Jets fans that are like that. You know what I mean? They just, brutal.
Trash.
Yeah, trash. So anyway, JT checking in. What's up, JT? Good to see you. Hackett versus McCarthy. Schemes are identical. It's really a shame, JT, that we don't get to see Aaron Rodgers versus Mike McCarthy, because that was the thing.
God.
That was yet another
storyline.
It's another storyline, a big one too. And it's interesting because, with Aaron Rodgers, I had every confidence, not that Dallas isn't a good team and they can't beat us, of course, but I had every confidence that we were going to pull it out. Now, I still think we're gonna, but man, Micah Parsons and company, if they get under Zach's skin, it's going to be hard. All right. Especially in Dallas.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult, and it's unfortunate. You know what I mean, Gunny? The storyline was beautiful. It was set up perfectly. Go on.
Yeah,
You
it's
got it.
frustrating because I feel like this would have been like the perfect, like, hey, what up, old coach that I got fired because I didn't like you, and I'm going to go ahead and get to beat you in Dallas because, let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers had the Cowboys number figured out as well. There's so many storylines that now get kind of like wiped away from this whole season. Like, it just adds another layer to, like, this was going to be literally a storied season for us as Jets fans. Almost every game had some level of relevance in terms of there's a backstory to it, right? Whether it was playing a division rival, there's always going to be some heat to that. You get to go ahead and play the Cowboys. Oh, my old head coach is the coach over there. Freaking, oh, the Broncos. You want to run your freaking mouth? Okay, cool. Keep my coach's name out of your freaking mouth. I'm going to show you how. Like, there was so many things that allowed this to be just a storied season for us, where every single week we got to be excited because there's a legitimate reason more than just football to watch this game. But that is now taken from us. But I do believe that ultimately the fact that the McCarthy style of offense and, of course, Hackett's style of offense is so similar, it is an advantage for us as the New York Jets.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Dak Prescott can be rattled, everybody, and he's an interception machine, and I think he's a fake. Not that he's got talent, of course, but
He's a
I don't
fraud.
know. He's a fraud, and I
He's a
think
fraud.
that the Jets can take advantage of that and keep us in the game. Now, there are comments in the chat about conservative and they don't trust Zach, and I think that's accurate. But you got to remember too, that wasn't the plan. So rather than just throw him out there and let him toss the ball over the place and go nuts, they were like, let's just stick to the game plan, run it, keep it safe, let the defense win us the game. 5 sacks, 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions. Let's just do that. And then we'll work on Zach this week. I think that's probably smarter than letting them sling it. Now, I'll predict something. First play of the game of the offense, they're going to let Dallas know right off the bat. I know this. Now, I know this because I'm a crazy person, though, Gunny. What we're going to do is a play action. We're going to set it up like we're going to run it, right? We're going to play action it, and Zach Wilson is going to toss it streaking down the sideline to Garrett Wilson. And we're going to try to let them know this kid's got the arm of arms on this field. So you better recognize. You better recognize this isn't 2022 Zach Wilson. That's how they got to do it. Even if it connects or not, they got to let them know we're going to be going at your throats. So go ahead, bring 8 in the box. We're going to be taking shots, and we got the receivers to make it work. So you better recognize. You better ask somebody, Gunny. All right, Duncan McLean with his 1-month membership. The Twitter account that predicted, quotes, the injury is a parody account of Warner Brothers Discovery CEO. David Zaslav, not real. I don't believe that for 1 second, Duncan.
Not real, but pretty damn accurate in his assumption.
Yeah, nonetheless, right? I mean, shit. I tell you, but it helps a little bit if it's not somebody that's connected to the script writing world. But still, I don't know, a broken clock, right? So who knows? But that's good to know. At least it's not the real guy. But who knows if Duncan's not just reading some fake shit? We don't know anymore, Duncan. We just don't know.
What's true anymore, right? Like, what do we know? Like, the government's telling us they found aliens in Mexico now. Like, they're trying to distract us with that. Like, we have no idea what's true anymore.
Oh, you know what? Finnegan just put in the chat. We do know the guy's name who threw the bottle, Gunny. His name is Mike LaFleur.
This guy.
Mike LaFleur. You son of a bitch. That's what happened.
Oh, I see. He's
Mike
upset
LaFleur.
he's a water boy now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, he would wear a collared shirt to the game.
He would, 100%. He would 100% wear a collared shirt.
Ray Danger checking in. What's up, buddy? He says, just saw a tweet from Cimini that had a picture of Rodgers having. Yeah, we just put that up.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers released it on his own channel, so we don't have to go through Cimini, Ray Danger. You should probably unfollow that hack and get your stuff from real sources that don't try to spin it to the negative for us. But to each our own, Ray. Everything that comes out of Cimini is negative. It doesn't matter what it is. He has a negative. It's like he'll say, "Hey, the Jets just signed Quinnen Williams." the first draft pick they've signed in 11
And
years
whatever.
because blah, 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 blah. That's what he does. So I
You see
just
the one
don't
from today?
ingest.
The one that
Yeah.
somebody posted they posted the average ages of every NFL team, right, in the NFL. And
Right.
Samini was just like, and the New York Jets at 27.3 years of age per, like, is the average, is the oldest and most experienced team in the NFL, literally with the most condescending tone. And I was just like, no, bitch, this isn't how you're gonna know.
Right.
So I had to jump on there, and I was like, all right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at it. You got Dwayne Brown, you got Aaron Rodgers, two of the top 5 oldest players in the league. I did the math. I literally spent time at work today, and I did the math. I was like,
Gunny,
I'm doing the math.
say that out loud.
1.2. We're safe. This is a safe space. Only one that
okay.
might be
All
watching this is Joe, and I trust Joe, so we good. So like 1.23 years, if you were to deduct those two individuals, which would put the New York Jets as ding, 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 one of the youngest rosters
Is that
in the
right?
NFL.
I mean,
right?
like you add Al Woods, and there's these are role players, and it's like, yeah, come on, like the core of this team is young,
puppies. You know what I'm saying? I
Puppies.
mean, they're dogs, but they're still puppies growing into dogs. Like but it's Samini. I shouldn't have been surprised by it, but definitely I had to take my shot when I saw it.
That's why I don't survive. So Ray, you can just follow Aaron Rodgers, and you would have got the same clip, buddy.
Yep.
So
in a more positive
and
light.
we put it up there. But thank you for telling us, and it's good news, man. We had the surgery, so we're officially over the threshold of healing. We're into healing, right? We're into healing
process, exactly,
which is nice. We have Ray. We've now begun the healing process. So there we go. Alfonso is saying we have a 3-game win streak against him, and that's good to know.
We sure do.
Right?
And Dak Prescott is 13-13 versus the AFC.
Yeah.
Doesn't play the AFC well.
Mojo Jet says, there's another one. Like, so we don't get the Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers story, but another one we don't get is we won't get to see Aaron Rodgers destroy Denver after the Hackett comments from Peyton.
Sean Payton running his mouth.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
It
really does.
Zach Wilson would do it for him in his stead.
Tom Cahill checking in. He says, maybe head coach should play some of the undrafted free agent wide receivers like Brownlee, who Zach had chemistry. Well, maybe he will, right? Again, Tom, we didn't plan on Zach seeing the field. So maybe. I mean, I don't know if you can justify putting Brownlee in over, even considering the chemistry, over, say, a Lazard or Mecole Hardman, who funny because I didn't even know if he played.
He didn't.
It turns out he was active. I was like, where's Mecole Hardman?
So he was active. Listening to the Solid press conference, I think it was yesterday. He explained that he was active as part of the game plan for Aaron Rodgers. However, with Aaron Rodgers going down, they changed it to 12 personnel. So they went with the 2 tight end sets.
13, dude.
13 personnel to go ahead and add both tight ends on the field at the same time. So now he was definitely in the game plan. Like they had a script written out for how they wanted to use him, but they wound up adjusting it, which again, another freaking great bonus. Cause I don't think we've ever seen our offense make adjustments in the freaking Mike LaFleur era. So that was also refreshing. Hey, you know what, Zach, you're not A-Rod. We're going to make some adjustments to go ahead and try to make this a little bit easy for you. So you got to appreciate that.
Right. We don't have to stick to the script, man. Like the game is a living, breathing entity.
Yep.
Things change. They bring something you might not have been ready for. You adjust. That's what great coaches and great organizations are able to do. You see what's going on. You go, oh, you sneaky fuck. And you do this. I got your number. And that's what LaFleur just stuck to it. Doesn't matter.
Yep. Didn't matter.
Oh, they're putting 9 in the box. I don't care. I got to call up the middle. We're going to run it. It's on my
I think what made it worse was I remember watching you live. I've watched Matt O'Leary live, and y'all were calling plays before they would actually happen. And I'm like, damn, they actually called those plays right on point. That's how. Yeah, it
was tough, man. It was tough. But that's the thing. I think like we gotta consider all the differences. Like it's still Zach Wilson, and I would be surprised if we didn't see some of the negative stuff that we've seen over the last 2 years. I mean, it's still the same person, but the ability to get through it is different now.
Yep.
And I'm a firm, dude, he's our quarterback. We got to
He's our
support
quarterback.
his ass. You know what I
100%.
mean? Like going
100%.
into the
Listen.
stadium and going, boo. Like, we just can't.
It's ridiculous.
We can't do
thing
it,
was,
Tom Cahill,
the
right,
Aaron
Tom? Tom
Rodgers,
knows.
he is.
Now,
He's
I saw
100% on board. He
I
gets
saw a
it.
great comment in here by Knobcraft. I meant to put it up, but I didn't. He said when the Gibson thing happened, 3 strangers kissed him in the stadium. That's how you know what I mean? So he's like, it was just such a love fest. 3 strangers, just like, you know, like that's how it gets in there, man. I'd be lying if I told you I didn't kiss my fair share of bald heads in that fucking stadium, man. I've done it. I've done it, man. It's part of the gig.
It happened.
It's part of the gig, man. So, you know, and there's some great clips out there with, you know, like when that happens, all kinds of people just hugging. I mean, dude, Xavier Gibson being the hero and Chaz Surratt with the block, and they tried to make it into this. They spent 5 minutes talking about a trip. Like, dude, yeah, how about, I mean, there's just so many plays that could have been called. What about the touchdown they took for us? Oh, we stopped his forward motion. Bullshit, man.
Yeah, bullshit.
How about when he was over the line of scrimmage? Dude, we looked at the rule. If the ball goes over the line of scrimmage at any point, there cannot be a forward pass. The ball was over
somebody
the line.
tried to argue with me and say it was like,
but his
as
back
long as
foot.
any
It
part
has
of
nothing
their
to do with
body.
his back foot.
No, it says the ball. The ball is actually where it actually, if I'm not mistaken, the throw has to start behind the line of scrimmage. It did with him. He was past the line of scrimmage and through.
Right. Yep. The way the rule read, and we dissected the living hell out of it. If the ball crosses the line of scrimmage at any point, even if it goes back behind the line of scrimmage, it cannot be a forward pass.
Cannot be forward pass. Nope.
So you tell me, Gunny, his 1 foot was clearly over the line. He was his right foot, I think it was. He was stepped over the line. Yep. How can you have your right foot over the line of scrimmage and then the ball? How?
It's impossible. The answer is no. It's impossible. That was clearly an illegal pass, but he got a touchdown.
So think about that. So they took our fumble recovery away from Dexter McDonald got in the end zone because we blew the whistle. I'm sorry. So that's 7 points. And then they give them, that's 14-point swing right there.
14-point swing. Yep.
So I don't want to hear it. Oh, but his leg kicked up and he might have tripped the side, dude.
The funny thing is, like, do you know how much of a hater you have to be to literally look at that and say that was on purpose? This is a backup linebacker on special teams at full speed looking to block a potential tackler of the football on special teams. So while he's blocking and then falling, he makes the decision to intentionally, while I'm falling, let me throw my leg up and trip this guy. Are you sick? The ridiculousness behind that being feasible shows you just how much hate the Jets.
I'm telling you, man, it's what we call nitpicking. When you slow things down and go, actually, look at his foot. It's like, dude, it doesn't happen like that in real life. And what I will say, Chaz Surratt took out 2 dudes.
He did.
On that.
Chaz Surratt's a little beast. I like him. Yeah, he's
talking
definitely
about my
grown
boy, Chaz Surratt.
Yeah. You called it. He's grown on me quite a bit actually this year.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. The Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are coming up, everybody. Douglas McClure checking back in. Says, we'll get Hackett showing he can have success in Denver when he's calling plays for the right Wilson. I like what you did there. No play clock countdown needed. Right on, man.
That's well done.
That's it, dude. That was good, Doug. And I think, look, number one, we got to beat Dallas, right? Like, we can't go into Denver limping.
No.
We got to beat Dallas, and then we have to beat these goddamn Patriots, man.
Oh, my God. That game is so important. It's
scary now, Gunny.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. I was so confident in sweeping the Patriots this year.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, shit. All right, Zach, you need to get your mind right. I would love nothing more than for that game for Aaron Rodgers to be either on the sideline, in the booth. I don't care. Just have him around Zach Wilson. I feel like he's a calming presence for Zach. And We never replaced, you know what I'm saying, his quarterbacks coach. We never did it. I think in this current situation, granted, it's a $35 million quarterbacks coach, but Aaron Rodgers wanting to still be around the team can be very, very impactful for a Zach Wilson. Like you said earlier, it wasn't that the dude doesn't have talent. It wasn't that the dude hasn't shown the ability to win at this level. It's mentally he got in his own way. Granted, I think coaching had a lot to do with it, and him just really losing confidence and not having anybody to let him know, like, hey, you're good, play your game, you're gonna be fine. I think with Hackett there, and if Aaron Rodgers can be on the sideline for the Patriots game, I feel so much better about how Zach Wilson can perform, because that game went from not scaring me to now I'm nervous because it's Bill Belichick. He kind of has, you know what I'm saying, young quarterbacks numbers when it comes to confusing the hell out of them in games.
Well, let me say this too about the Patriots. So everybody's freaking. Now, I'm nervous too. I want to make that clear. But it's like, first thing, we got to go beat Dallas. But here's the thing. The Patriots were getting positively shellacked by the Eagles. They had nothing. And what happened is this. I'm going to explain. I was watching that game. All right. That was the game I was watching. I had Red Zone on and I had the Eagles game on. What happened was the Eagles got overconfident. They thought they were going to run because it was easy. 16-zip in like the end of the first quarter. Whatever. They were like, these guys are done. And once that happens, you know, momentum and all that. Once it happens, it's very hard to pack back up. It just is. So that's what took place. That's what we watched. I'm telling you, I saw it. Everybody was looking relaxed. They were laughing on the sideline. They were having a party. And it's like, you just can't do that stuff. So I don't know. It's not that the Patriots are devoid of the ability to do anything, but I think like that game isn't the indicator that they're going to hang with the big boys all year. I don't see it. They don't have the horses on offense, in my opinion. And I 100%. Think our defense, and we're going to go in pissed, and I think our defense is going to shut them down almost entirely. We did it last year, and we're going to do it again this year. But it still makes me nervous.
Important note to add to that, they've not met Breece Hall yet. When we played the Patriots last year, Breece Hall was already out of commission. He was hurt, right? They have not met Breece Hall yet. And I will die on this hill. If the New York Jets had AVT last year and Breece Hall last year, we freaking win the AFC East. I don't care what anybody tells me. The games were so ridiculously close. That was, if we had Breece Hall and AVT, you couldn't convince me any other way the Jets don't win the AFC East. So we're going to introduce him to Breece Hall. Hey, you didn't meet this guy last year. Congratulations. Right. I do believe that there's a lot for Jets fans to still be happy about. Yes, Aaron Rodgers would have made this easier. He would. This team is stacked, man. Like GreenBean, the more and more you look at this team, even through it all, like this, we are stacked. Joe Douglas built a monster of a squad, like a monster of a squad. You've got playmakers at every level. Yes, quarterback right now is in question, but even if Zach Wilson takes a 25% step forward, that's enough to go ahead and wreak havoc. That's how good this roster is.
It's true. It's true. So and look at this guy that we're playing here. So look, I want to point something out. You see this guy right here, right? You see who that is?
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about the guys who threw the most interceptions last year. Now I'm going to point something out that's really interesting. So we got Dak Prescott tied with Davis Mills at the top with 15 interceptions last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, watch this. Look how many games Dak Prescott played.
12.
So you got Kirk Cousins with 7. He threw 14. Derek Carr, but the guy he's tied with did that in 3 more games. So Dak Prescott loves to throw the ball to the other team, everybody. So that's who we're playing. So let's not get it twisted, okay? Like, we have a defense that can take advantage of this. We did in the Beanbagger Wednesday all 22 breakdown, which, by the way, if you want to join us for that, the Beanbagger link is in the description of this video. You can come on in. It helps support a little old GreenBean. out here, especially while YouTube is still demonetizing me. So it helps to support if you want to get in. But we spend for levels 2 and 3, we get together every Wednesday. Dom C comes in and we break down some all 22 footage of specific aspects of the game. This week it was how the Jets defense confused Josh Allen. And he had about 10 plays selected where, I mean, dude, what Ulbricht and Saleh are doing, the disguising, it's really impressive. The different defensive alignments, how they're sending the stunts, all those kinds of things, man. It's really impressive. And I believe a quarterback like Dak Prescott, we have an opportunity to frazzle him and get him to make some mistakes and throw the ball to us. And look, the proof is right here, man. In 12 games, he led the league in interceptions. Okay. So that's something not to forget, everybody. All right. Don't forget. All right. What's this? Why's that? So Jets up coming in. Thank you, buddy. He says, we finally got a passing game coordinator. Yeah. Look at that.
This is true. Yep.
And I like I like with Hackett being the personality that he is. I like that he chose to stay on the sideline with the team and send.
Yes.
What's his name again? I can't remember his name. I want to say
dude's a Titans OC. I forget his name too right now.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, I just can't remember.
Todd.
Hold on. Todd. Yeah. Wait.
Todd something, right?
Todd Downing.
I was
going to say Todd Haley.
There it is. Todd Downing.
Yeah,
there
Todd
it is.
Downing,
yeah,
right.
I was going Todd Bowles. I'm like, nope, he's defense.
Nope,
that's
that
not
ain't
it.
it.
But I know it's Todd something.
Yeah. So well said, Jets up. I mean, dude. We have coaches for the first time in a long time.
We do
on offense.
We do.
You know, and it's not to say like, look, LaFleur. I think, look, we dissected him last year. He schemes guys open all over the place. I mean, so he's not without his value, but development. Player interaction, respect, all those things were gone. And we're not present. So that's the big difference. Mr. Forte has a great point, dude. And we ran 13 personnel numerous times, which is, dude, GreenBean's dream. Okay. I love 13. I love 12. I love 13. I love 22. I love tight ends out there, but Ruckert in particular is a beast, dude. Beast. I would send Ruckert at I would have him chip in or just use him as an enforcer and just say beat up Micah Parsons all day. That's what I want you to do. That's your job today. Wherever Micah Parsons feels like whatever, it's just fucking strong side that shit right there and just hit him. Hit him all day long. I'm telling you, I would just designate Jeremy Ruckert on Micah Parsons.
Your job
with our
is
left tackle all day long.
Hit Micah. I like that.
Micah Parsons is Ruckert, a badass. Make no mistake.
100%. I think Micah Parsons is one of the elite players in our league, right? Like he's going to be the guy that I think warrants that $30 to $40 million a year once his contract is due. But I gotta go back to when it comes to this. I look at what they did with the Giants. Even though they destroyed the Giants, they still averaged 4.3 yards a carry. Last year, they allowed 120 plus yards a game in terms of rushing. I feel really good about this game because what you're talking about Ruckert doing is freaking run blocking. Like being a menace in the run blocking game like he was against Buffalo. Ruckert to me, man, like he is without question the most talented freaking tight end we have in the building. I think seniority is the only reason we're not seeing him being deemed like the next Travis Kelce, right? Call me insane, but the dude can block. Travis Kelce can't block. We've seen him run routes. He runs pretty nice routes. He can catch the ball. He's shown us he can be that dude at tight end. I love how the Jets are going about it, making kind of earn it. We have a really deep tight end room, but I feel really good about this week because of our ability to run the ball and because Dak Prescott's the other quarterback. It's a wonderful position to be in, and you bringing up a guy like Ruckert and what he can do to assist in the run game and in the passing game. He's a ridiculous dual threat weapon that hasn't been fully recognized yet in this NFL, but he will. It's just a matter of time. He will.
Yeah. So let me just point something out. Modine, you're digging deep for some negatives here. Look, I like the positive, Modine. You should just stop, because let me just point something out. You're using one game against the Giants. I'll point out that the Buffalo Bills had the fourth rushing offense in 2022 on a 17 game data compilation, and Dallas was the 13th. So you are what we call incorrect, sir. You can't take a 40-0 drubbing.
No.
Where you know what I mean? Like, it's like that was a fluke. That's a stat game. They just start partying. Yeah. Everything's fucking going right.
Yeah.
You can't do that. All right. Like, the Bills have a superior rushing offense to the Dallas Cowboys when looked at the most recent real data that we have. Not one game where they just kind of got up and beat a team 40-0. You can't do that.
And to add to that,
yeah, you got to
add to that. A lot of that component is based off of the efficiency of Zeke Elliott in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? Hoarding touchdowns. He's not there anymore. Pollard is not as big and powerful as a Zeke Elliott, right? Like, yes, he's explosive, but a lot of those stats from last year even were skewed because they have an incredible offensive line. So it was easy for them, for a guy like Zeke Elliott, who we all can agree on has declined dramatically, to go ahead and pad stats. I'm telling you, I don't think this is as much of a gap in terms of competition as everybody. 9.5, I think it's 9.5 points favorites is the Cowboys. It's almost disrespectful. And no, it's not almost. It is disrespectful.
Right.
And it is disrespectful.
It's not to say, right. It's not to say that Dallas won't get their yards, and they have to. Dude, they're a good team. Right?
Yeah, they're a good team.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, look, in my podcast before the game, I released a podcast on Monday morning before the game. And one of the things I said was, guys, as much as I believe Sauce is the real deal and DJ Reed, Diggs is a stud. And he's going to get his plays. He's going to make his plays. Now, you look at, I think it was, you got 4 receptions on 5 targets when covered by Sauce. Oh, there are people, Sauce this, Sauce that. Number one, don't forget our team got kicked in the nuts. So everybody was like, what? They had to kind of pull themselves out. So there's that emotional kind of thing that they had to deal with. But when you look at it, it's 50 yards, 52 yards, 54 yards, something like that. Not great, but there was no burning going on. He kept him in front of him and the whole thing. Like, Diggs is an amazing wide receiver. We know this. And there's going to be battles. Like, so he got 4 receptions, but there was no deep bomb for a touchdown. There was none of that. You know what I mean? Like, Sauce didn't get burned. And it's like when you look at guys like CeeDee Lamb or even Gallup, who I mean, he's such an underrated wide receiver. Like, they're gonna make their plays.
Yes,
it's gonna happen. Their defense is studly. They're gonna make their plays. It doesn't mean anything. What we have to do is keep the course, keep the team together, not overreact, and win the game. That's what we have to do. Shit's going to happen back and forth. I mean, there are games you lose, or win 31-28. That means they scored 4 touchdowns on you. What does that mean? You suck? No, it's just a game. It's a good game. It happens. So those are the kinds of things. Like, we can't get stuck in these little nuanced things. We got to come out of the game with a win. That's what we got to do. And if 100%. We can do that, we have the horses to pull that off. Does that mean we're going to completely shut them down? Probably not. Maybe. I'd love it, but probably not. They just put a 40-banger on the Giants, who are, by the way, very excited about their season. They got a good squad. They're excited. They made the playoffs last year. So that's, they're a good team. I think we're going to be able to beat them. I think we can beat them. It is on Zach. We have a lot of questions on Zach. But let me say this. I see Rangers fan 11. Hey, buddy, I see you in there. You got some contention going on in there. Let me just say this to you, buddy. You're allowed to feel whatever you want to feel. Okay, that's first. Number 2, I just implore you. I ask you for a shift. So consider a shift. We all know what we saw with Zach Wilson the last 2 years. We know. We all know. But we also know that Mike LaFleur was not doing very much for him. Okay, we also know that Greg Knapp was the reason that we could have an offensive coordinator, a first-time offensive coordinator like Mike LaFleur, because he's a true quarterback guru. Some of the greats attribute a lot of their success to Greg Knapp. He died, right? So like we got Kavanaugh for the 1 year and the whole thing. But ultimately, Zach didn't have what he has right now. He didn't have the Aaron Rodgers. So let's just, my position is, while I think it's a long shot as well, I do. I'm hoping, but I say we shift it. We stop throwing the daggers. We stop throwing the negatives out there, and we choose to support the young kid. We choose. That's all I'm going to say. That said, you can feel however you want to feel. Don't let anybody get you down, buddy. JW checking in. What's up, man? Rewatched the game, guys, and it was forking awesome. No lie, we still have something special really high on this season, baby. Right on, dude. I mean, I watched the second half again. I just couldn't. I can't possibly start the game from the beginning, Gunny. I can't.
I feel you on that.
It's going to be
to be honest. I've watched the game again, starting with Zach Wilson getting in there. I literally could not do from beginning to end. I call me soft. I don't care. I can't. Like we said, we are too emotionally and mentally tied to this team, man. I'm with you. I couldn't do it. All right, Zach Wilson started to win. All right, boom. That's where I started watching the game from.
Yeah. I mean, so I watched it too, but I'm with you, man. You look all over the place, whether it's Jermaine Johnson, Quinnen Williams, JFM, Jefferson, Woods, Sauce, DJ Reed, any of the Quincy Williams. Like, we got talent all over the defense, right? You look at the offense. Garrett Wilson is unbelievable, right? Breece Hall is unbelievable. Dude, our second and third backs are better than what we were trotting out there for years. All right, and Dalvin Cook and Michael Carter the first. These guys, dude, we have talent all over. The Gibson, an undrafted free agent rookie, started his career out of a cannon. And there's a reason that the Jets chose to keep him. And that was it. We saw it. It didn't take very long. But this is still going to, we're still going to grow. We're still going to gel. We're still going to, again, our offensive line, as imperfect as they were, it's their first time ever playing as a complete unit together, ever. Becton, first time ever at right tackle in a real game. Dwayne Brown didn't play all off season. This was it. He just got activated, and it's like, go play the Bills, and Leonard Floyd and everything. So it's like, we still have so much, dude. It's a long season. I saw my good buddy Harry in there saying we still got 16 games left, everybody. 16 left. So there's no reason to believe that this team can't punch with everybody. And I'm psyched about it. I'm going to be rooting, and I choose, like I was talking to our buddy Ranger Fan 11. I choose. I have it in here. I have the same voices, same fears, same concerns. But 100%. I choose to believe because we have a good organization that's very, very different than what we're used to here. And Robert Saleh is an ultimate motivator. And I'm telling you, man, when Dom was breaking down the defensive schemes and how they were disguising, dude, it's really something. Like, we have something that we're not used to seeing here. And it's not just the talent, it's the coaching, it's the whole organization, it's the belief. And if Aaron Rodgers came and pushed that in, up a level for us, and we can just ride that and take that belief,
so be it.
And the impact is there. I'm with it. I'm with you, W. It's amazing. Go on, Gunny. I hear you. You want to say something? What is it?
I do. The whole Aaron Rodgers thing, and I know you already touched on it. I don't think people understand how cerebral that position is. It's literally the hardest position in all of sports. Every sport you can imagine, and they just add times 2 to the difficulty of the quarterback position. With that said, we've still seen Zach Wilson make incredible plays with mediocre assistance from the OC. And the loss of Greg Knapp, I'm glad you brought it up, man. You can't really dismiss that. Like, the rookie year, I'm gonna smack this dog. I apologize. Lancelot's acting like he done lost his mind. The loss of Greg Knapp impacted this kid's development. It did. You're talking about a rookie OC who's never had to actually worry about the development process of a quarterback. You brought in a Greg Knapp. Unfortunately, he dies with a bicycling accident. Zach Wilson can play football. He can play in this league. It wasn't just the New York Jets who thought he was the number 2 overall pick. It wasn't just us. In fact, offers were made to move up to go ahead and get this kid. That really happened. We've seen this kid make plays when we're sitting there and we're like, God, how the hell did he do that? That really happened. We've all celebrated those throws. It was the easy stuff that we saw seem to deteriorate. The screen passes that what he messed up the most last year was stuff we're sitting there like, I couldn't make that throw. And ain't none of us playing quarterback at the NFL level. But we were like, I couldn't make that throw. It was mental. And I think a lot of it had to do with lack of support from the OC, lack of support from the fan base, dealing with an injured freaking group around him with the cancers of an Elijah Moore, a depressed Denzel Mims. There were so many things that went along with it that we just don't know. And in all actuality now, I'm thinking, what was Corey Davis's state of mind? You know what I'm saying? In last year, he retired out of nowhere this year. There are so many components to it that we don't know what this kid had to deal with. And I think now the support structures around him, he has his his idol / mentor in his ear going over the game plan for the week. In case I didn't know, last night, I guess after Aaron Rodgers went through the freaking Achilles surgery, he was going through the game plan for the week with Zach Wilson. Like, those things are going to make a difference. I get it. It sucks. It sucks. It really does. We lost Aaron Rodgers. There's no replacing an Aaron Rodgers. It's like, remember the Titans when old boy got hit in the accident. There is no replacing I forget his name, but an Aaron Rodgers, right? But that team still rose to the occasion as a whole and made it work. I think Zach Wilson can do exactly that. I don't understand this whole dire aspect of like, oh my God, woe is me. The coaching staff matters. the talent, the skill talent is there. Dalvin Cook is here. We saw Breece Hall disappear last year from injury, and then we went from 5-0 with Zach Wilson to a train wreck. There are so many things that we've already visually seen with our eyes as a fan base that says like, hey, he can win games in the NFL, but we're choosing to be negative. And I get it, because it's us. We're the Jets. Again, we just lost our franchise quarterback with 4 snaps after months of anticipation. But the more and more you sit back after the raw aspect of it has kind of like, it just, I don't know, healed over, you look at it and you're like, wait a minute, this kid was 5-0 last year with an incompetent OC as long as Breece Hall was in the fold and AVT. This year we got AVT. Oh, and by the way, we also got freaking Mekhi Becton finally back healthy and competent offensive coordinator. An offensive coordinator, mind you, that took Blake Bortles to the AFC Championship game and made him look like he could potentially be a quarterback in the NFL. There's too many things right now that you look at and you can say to yourself, damn, all right, there's a chance here. There's still a chance here. And I refuse as a Jets fan to believe any other way. Like, I think that there's pieces in play. We can go ahead and still pursue the goal we had in mind, but I think playoffs is definitively still in the picture for us.
Yeah, me too. Let me just congratulate Carmelo Alboroz's way. Just got out of prison and is going to go to his first Jets game ever. Congrats, buddy. It's good to see you, making positive strides. We're big fans of that. Above everything else, we're human beings, and we are a particular group that experience things that no other group does as a collective. So we got that kindred connection. So I'm with you, man. And I'm proud of you, if I could say it that way, but good for you. I'm going to bring Jeremy on. He wants to come hang out a little bit. We got a few more minutes here. So we're going to hang out. Before I do, I'll bring him on, but before I do, hold on, Jeremy, 1 second. I want to just remind you guys, I put the link in the description for you to get your free bottle of, you guessed it, Testosil. Let me get this comment off real quick. Testosil, the all-natural testosterone booster. For all GreenBean viewers, you can get $10 off by clicking that link. and or using the promo code GreenBean. But not only $10 off your first bottle, when you buy that bottle, they will throw in an additional free bottle. If you do that for 2 bottles, you get 2 free bottles. So guys, if you do the research first, see if it's right for you, and you want to boost, testosterone. Men start losing their testosterone as early as their mid to late 20s. So for guys like me in their 50s, you're wondering, why am I crying in the morning? It could very well be testosterone, man. So anyway, it's an option and it's all natural. And the good news is, if you don't like it, if you don't feel like it's working, in conjunction with your workout regimen, you don't feel like it's helping, you just tell them, hey, I'd like my money back. No questions asked. Full money back guarantee. All natural Testosil. Free bottle for GreenBean viewers. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. And happy working outing. All right, so let's bring Jeremy on. Wait, let me get this off. I hit the wrong button. There it is. Testosil, everybody. Okay, Jeremy, look at him. Here he comes. I don't know if Finnegan wants to come on. I didn't hear back. But Jeremy, how you doing, buddy? Are you on mute?
No, I'm not on mute.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
All right.
Nice.
Just waiting to be prompted. That's all.
Well, look, Douglas McClure's checking in, Jeremy. He says, this is for Gunny, actually. Sorry. I bring Jeremy on, and I got a question directed right at Gunny. I think I've heard you'll be at the Dallas game. I will be as well. Any tailgating plans? Maybe I'll run into you. What do you know? Jake Assman will be there. Gunny will be there. So I know that Fireman Ed will be there. I believe the Talking Jets guys maybe are going. Not Talking Jets, the Jets Talk Radio. Gunny, what are your plans? You gonna have any tailgating or any fun out there?
So my plans were actually to go ahead and chop it up with Jake Assman. So he and I had a conversation, which we'll be chopping it up. My tickets were also going to be coming from a veteran connection, veteran tickets. They went from giving me 2 to 1, and so I'm still working it, trying to figure it out, Douglas. But if everything goes according to plan, I'm gonna be hanging out with Jake Assman. He's a much bigger name than I am. So if you find Jake, you'll see me. I'm in the process of getting that aspect handled to make sure I get my 2 tickets. But I would love to chop it up with you, man. I've loved some of the takes you've had so far this evening. Would love to shake your hand and go ahead and just talk football with you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, one of the best things in the world, Douglas, is when we go to the games and we let people know where we are. We're hanging out, and then somebody walks up and is like, hey, I'm this person from the chat. It's like, I'm telling you, it tickles
awesome.
me. It
really is awesome
when you get to put faces. And now we get
faces
to see your
handles.
face. We can see Douglas's face on his avatar. Of course,
he's real. He's real.
Well, who knows who that guy is? That could be some
actually
guy
good point. It could be,
that could be from a Target catalog for all we know.
He's like, I like this guy's face. I would like to look like that. Let me make that be my avatar.
Yeah, you meet him. He's got 3 heads, and you're like, oh, okay, that's not the guy. But anyway, but it's honestly, we've done it for a few years, 4 years in a row now. I've been able to do it, whether it was at Jetnation or, with Ryan and Matt, and then last year with Sack Exchange and everybody. It's just and Jeremy, for that matter. Jeremy was with me. We get to meet you guys. It's the best, dude. It's like, it's just the coolest thing because it becomes real. Like as friendly as we get in the chats and everything, the truth is it's a whole different level when we can shake each other's hand and stare at each other's face and having a conversation. You hear your voice. You guys all know what I sound like. I don't know what the hell you guys sound. You can be like, man, what you doing over there? Yeah. You guys can sound like that. Hey, copper, hey. I don't know how you sound. But so it's super cool, man. Jeremy, this is a Blitz crew checking in. He says, I know he asked for a trade, and I'm not looking to get him back, but was Mims a bad apple, Jeremy? I don't know anything about Mims. So what do you think?
I'm guessing that he just wasn't a right fit for our team. And it seems like he wasn't the right for 2 different offensive coordinators. So it's really hard to, I don't know if he was a bad apple. Like he's not, he's a person that I don't know that he's somebody that other locker rooms shouldn't want. I mean, he got hurt during, camp for Detroit. I just know that for whatever reason, maybe it was Salah who didn't like him. Maybe it was the trade request the year before. I don't know, but I wouldn't want people saying that about him. I don't think he deserves that reputation unless it happens somewhere else specifically.
Yeah, I think, here's my official take, Blitz Crew. My official take is that Mike LaFleur and Robert Saleh ruined Denzel Mims. Whatever experiment bullshit that they did with him, the tough love, the 3 positions, all that stuff that was very unique to Mims. Nobody else had to do that. I think that they damaged him. He's an introverted, quiet, soft-spoken guy, and obviously talented. And anybody can feel how they feel, and I'm not, trying to get him back. And it is what it is. You don't want him, you don't want him. I don't give a shit, and I'm not rooting for him. I root for him as a man, But if he goes to another team, I don't give a shit. I don't want him to win. But it's like that's what I think. That's what I think. I felt it the whole time. I disagreed the whole time in real time. I hated it. And I'm not going to pull back from that now. I didn't see anything that undoes that. But Jeremy brings up a great point. You got 2 consecutive regimes that didn't want him. So there's something there.
I think
Gase loved him.
I think in a nutshell, that says a lot more than we want to admit.
It says a lot. It speaks volumes.
I think what it boils down to is I think Mims suffers from that ability to be the bigger, faster, stronger individual throughout his, high school, then into college. Just naturally gifted kid. Just a guy that could always just go out there and be like, yeah, I'm faster than you, or I'm bigger than you, and that's going to be my advantage.
Stronger than you, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like you get to the NFL and surprise, everybody's big, fast, and strong. This is the elite of the elite. And I just don't know if he ever had, and it sounds so messed up to say this, when you get to that level, you would believe work ethic isn't an issue. But when we heard it coming from the Jets, we thought to ourselves, well, damn, like, really? And then we all decided, nope, it was just Mike LaFleur, right? Bum. But I think the Detroit Lions have a pretty good coaching staff. I'm thoroughly impressed with what they've put together. And to see him not make that roster as well, and he was in jeopardy of making it. Well, he was already in jeopardy. He was already in jeopardy on the bubble before the injury. That was documented and well known. Right. And my man secured his money by being hurt. I digress. I just think that I don't know if the work ethic was there in terms of trying to I don't know, better his flaws. I don't know if because again, he wasn't a great route runner, right? As fast as he was, as big as he was, did he want to put in the extra hours to go ahead and refine some of those skill sets? I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying it comes off as if that wasn't his thing. A guy that was always like he's bigger, faster, stronger than everybody else, got to the league. Now he's on a level playing field, and it takes another level of dedication and in actuality, insanity to go ahead and compete, to be better still. He might have not had that trigger. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just look at the other players that have been coached by the New York Jets, and they're doing well. Even Elijah Moore, who didn't want to be here, it had a pretty decent game, week 1. People are laughing. Oh yeah, he had 3 catches for 45 yards. That's actually not bad for a wide receiver too. I don't know what we're laughing at. That was actually not bad.
That's fine. It's fine. He had some drops too, though. You know what I mean? So
he did. He also had a couple of first downs off of some running plays as well. Like,
I'm with it, man. You like anybody. It's like, look, I'm rooting against Elijah Moore. I'm 100%. I want him to fail, flop.
No facts. Oh, facts.
But you can't. I mean, come on. You can't take away. I mean, I would love to have Elijah. I wish he wasn't such a butthole, and it worked out here. To have like Garrett Wilson with Elijah Moore, that would be something. You know what I mean? But it's just but you can't take his talent away. I am rooting. Now, Hennessy, I'm not pounding the table. I was asked the question, dude. You know what I mean? Come on, Hennessy, help me out.
This is the case of his historical relevance. We all know how deep you love some Denzel Mims. Even us we're tiptoeing around trying to tell you, like, me and Jeremy are like, well, it's probably because we know how much you love that guy.
Yeah, it's like, like you can't do that. You can't say, hey, what do you think of Denzel Mims? Stop talking about Denzel Mims. You can't do that to me. That was a fucking super chat, no less. You know what I mean? Like, Cut me some slackage. Let it look. Here they look. Let it go.
Just
You guys are
forever.
assholes.
Y'all still talking about Mims?
They're a
We were
bunch of
asked the
assholes.
question just forever. We were asked the question and we were answering.
I know. Now
it.
he's in there talking about his greatness. You know what I mean? It's like it starts the engine, man. You can't start the engine and then be pissed about the fumes. You just can't do it. You know what I mean? Right, Jeremy?
I'm just thinking how you must be thinking when the first game of the season, and you're probably thinking, is this going to be all season? Every time Elijah Moore dropped the pass, I texted GreenBean.
I know. And I'm like, and it's funny. I'm driving back. I was back. Yeah, I was watching the games in my car. I was driving back from that friggin' Blue Ridge Rock Festival shit show. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Man, I put some clips in the podcast, but dude, let me tell you, dude, what a shit show. I mean, it was supposed to be 4 days of awesomeness. My son talked about that damn show every single day for 365 days. He left there because that was his first festival last year. He literally said to my wife, because I was at opening day with all you guys and they were down there. She stepped in and took him. And I promised to take him next year, and the damn dates aligned again. I'm like, these guys are assholes. So, but anyway, but he said to her, I found it. This is where I belong. Like, I found my people. So he was like just uber excited. Anytime a band was in a dad, this is a new band they announced. Oh, they say set the lineup. All year. And then to go down there and have it become what it became, it was devastating, So anyway, we're driving back and I got Jeremy texting me, Elijah Moore dropped the pass. Ha 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 ha. Whatever the hell he's writing. Oh God. So I don't know. All right. Predictions for this week. Let's do that. It's funny. I keep checking back every time I check into the Eagles game.
They're scoring a touchdown?
It's a commercial. He's Devontae Smith. That's my fantasy.
I have him on fantasy.
Exactly. Fantasy football. Yep. I was like,
Let's see how many points he has.
Skiddly
Ding ding. Hold on a second. Let's see what he's doing. 19.8 points.
Gosh.
Man.
He's killing it.
Look at that shit. Oh man, that's a bomber-rooney. Look at that. Devontae Smith.
That reminds me of him in college.
That's our first play right there. Garrett Wilson, just send him streaking, dude. Let him think we're going to run it. We're going to hand it off to Brees and just take the shot. Let him know we believe in Zach. He's got the arm. Garrett Wilson can do anything we want him to do, and we're going to cut your throats. And that's the way it should go. So, all right. Gunny, you're up first. Give me your prediction for this week.
So the Jets are facing off against the Dallas Cowboys at home. A couple of people are going to sit here and tell you they're terrified because they saw them beat up on the Giants, who I believe are a JV NFL team. Yeah, I get it. They made the playoffs last year, but it's not saying much. The NFC is really not that impressive. After the top 3 to 4 teams, anybody else can get into the playoffs. So that doesn't impress me. That whole 40-0 thing doesn't impress me. I think Daniel Jones is a joke. I think the only real weapon they have on the offensive side of the ball is Saquon Barkley, who still averaged 4.3 yards per touch without a passing game, without an offensive line. And I believe wholeheartedly this is going to be what does these guys in. So defensively speaking, I do believe we're better. I think that, we have a better secondary. I think our defensive line is more complete and have a more depth. Michael Parsons is him. Michael Parsons is a savage, is an animal. I think he's potentially top of the league at what he does, man. Like Michael Parsons is worrisome, but that's one man. I like Quinnen Williams' matchup against the offensive line, specifically in the interior. I know Zach Martin plays right guard, but left guard and center I think are going to be exposed. I love our running game. I think our running backs are better. I'll give CeeDee Lamb the edge at wide receiver, but I think Dak Prescott's a turnover machine. There's just too many components to this game that actually favors the Jets. Everyone's going to tell you, oh, you don't got a quarterback, because you don't know that. We don't know if we have a quarterback or not because we haven't seen Zach Wilson operate under this level of coaching and this level of talent around him. I believe the New York Jets get this win. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be defensively motivated. I think both defenses are going to go head-to-head. It's going to be fun to watch. But at the end of the day, I believe the New York Jets defense is deeper and better. I think that we've got playmakers at every single level. I think is it Trey Diggs and Stephon Gilmore? Yeah, they're good. They're not elite. I think Garrett Wilson can beat one, if not both, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of, and I love it. It's 9.5 point underdog for the Jets. I freaking love it, because what are they going to say after we beat them this week? What's next? The Jets wind up winning this game, in my opinion, 14-10. I think it's going to be a low scoring game because the defenses are going to go ahead and eat, and it's going to be run heavy. 14-10 New York Jets.
14-10. All right. Since it's such a low touchdown, how we scoring touchdowns? Give me your prediction.
We've got a Breece Hall touchdown, and I'm saying it now. We've got a Garrett Wilson touchdown, a Zach Wilson to Garrett.
I approve.
Yep,
I approve of this.
We're going to see Breece and Wilson with touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, and a passing touchdown this weekend.
All right, I like it. Blitz crew, real quick. It's okay, buddy. I know you set it up. You set me up, man. But he did point something else out here. I want to point this out. That it's very important, guys. If you haven't done it yet, the milk thumbs are key. Go ahead and give us that thumbs up button. And again, remember, you likely follow GreenBean, Ryan at Jets Talk 24/7, Matt O'Leary, Jeremy, Situation Report. You got to help us out with this channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It means the world, guys. It's how we grow. We have big plans for this channel. I think our ultimate goal is going to be something that you will be delighted with. So the only way we can get there is if the channel reaches certain plateaus. So if you have not subscribed, now is the time. Go ahead, hit that little red subscribe button. It's like Ren and Stimpy, the candy-like button. Go ahead and click that thing. And as always, give us the thumbs up. It's how YouTube identifies, or it's how they say, oh, people actually are enjoying this. So it helps, and we appreciate it. And Blitz Crew, you're good with me, buddy. Don't you worry. Let's see. What's this? The Talking Jets Network. What's that? What'd you put in there, Jeremy? Talking Jets Network. What's that?
I didn't put anything in there. What did I put in
That's
there?
Finnegan. The Talking Jets. Right, Finnegan. Right. The Talking Jets Network. I'm burnt. I'm fried. I gotta be honest. You don't know how much I'm looking forward to sleeping. Like it's almost like I'm going to see a show. Like that's how excited I am. Like I'm gonna go I'm meeting my girlfriend or something. Like that's how I'm like, oh, any minute I'm gonna be out. So Barney Miller checking in. Jets win 21-10. Whitehead gets a pick 6. Now, wouldn't that be something if that streak continues? Dude, I got no problem with Whitehead being an interception machine this year. I got no issues with that. I like it, Barney Miller, and thank you for the super chat to get that across. Carmelo, recently released from prison, congratulations, says 30-3. I'm into that too, man. Jeremy, why don't you, while I'm perusing some of the predictions in the chat, why don't you tell me what you see happening in Dallas on 425 on Sunday?
Well, I agree with Gunny, which I think is a smart thing to do. He's a pretty strong guy. He could hurt me if I don't. But I think
I would never. You my boy, bro. I would never.
Nice. He's a teddy bear. Just don't poke the teddy bear. That's all.
I would say I'm thinking it's going to be like kind of an ugly, low-scoring game. I'm seeing the Jets 16-9. I think we could shut them out of the end zone. Their defense will help get them some field position. They're a great defense, so they'll get a few field goals, but I think we'll keep them out of the end zone. I see us getting a touchdown, maybe a defensive touchdown, special teams just setting us up, maybe a good punch to, like Zach throws it up again to Garrett Wilson, but I think we'll scrape up a touchdown. Breece Hall give us some good field position to kick some field goals. So it's, it's not going to be, we're not going to explode on them or anything, but 16-9.
16-9. Well, I always like when people pick those weird ass scores, Gunny.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
It happens. Like 22-16. What the hell is that?
He thought this through. I like that a lot.
Yeah, right. It shows a little something. So we got 14. What'd you say? 14-10, Gunny?
I said 14-10. Yep.
14-10. And what'd you say, Jeremy?
16-9.
16-9. I'm a traditionalist, so I'm not doing that shit. I'm going where Gunny went. I'm going to say this. I don't think Zach Wilson does. I do think they're going to try to take some shots. I think that I think that they'll be successful. But I also think that it would be foolhardy to start tossing the ball all over the place, 50 passes and shit like that. You got to be reserved. You got to slow roll this kid. So what I see is this. I do see a Jets victory, and I think it's going to be 21-17. I think it's going to be a game, and I think just like Buffalo, we're going to be stressed and freaking out and the whole thing. So 21-17 from GreenBean. I reserve the right to change that 50 times if I feel like it all throughout the week. All right, but that's where I am on Thursday night.
So I got a question.
You're a good man, buddy. You're a good man, dude. And look, I've never been in prison, but I have been in county numerous times, and I never liked it. So I'm glad you're out. No, I didn't like 1 minute of it, dude. Not one second. So I'm glad you're out. I've been in county. Right, not man. Fun. It's just the whole time you're there, you're like, I just want to leave.
it's the worst. It makes you reevaluate your life choices.
Yeah, it's like, sometimes like there's like the guys in there, and they have all the books and there's some spiritual guys and there's a lot of good conversation. And sometimes you're watching the TV and you're laughing, and then somebody goes like GreenBean, and you're like, see ya. That's it. It's like in the middle of fuck off, I'm out. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing in there. It could be the best time ever in there. When they say it's time to go, you are out. Nobody lingers. I'm telling you, man.
That was me. That was Max.
Yeah, I haven't been in jail in a long time. So it's been, let's see, 2006 was the last time I was in jail. I went to jail and I got shipped down to Miami right after that. In a late January 27th, 2006. And I haven't been back. So I haven't gotten a speeding ticket since either. I'm going to start knocking on some wood. I haven't gambled, haven't had a speeding ticket, and I haven't smoked any crack.
March 2005. I was in civilian jail. That's the last time I was in jail, civilian. And in the military, I was in the brig for a little bit. Dumb shit. 2009? Right before that, 2009. Went to the brig, a little altercation outside.
Brig action.
Outside of the enlisted club, I got into a little altercation. This is what it is. But luckily, my character witnesses allowed that to go away. But 2009 for me. It's been a while.
It's been a while, man. Jeremy, what about you? When's the last time you were in jail, Jeremy?
Yeah, you're locked up. Jeremy goes, "Oh, that's easy." Never. I've never
been in jail.
Why not? It's a great time. You should try
You're
it.
missing out. You're missing out, bro. It's a character builder.
I came close to ending up in jail because when we went down, me and my friends went down for the Super Bowl experience in Miami in 1994. I lost my wallet, and we were taking turns driving home. And on I-95, I was doing about 115. And we borrowed my best friend's sister's Camry. And I'm doing like 113, zoom by a cop. And they told me, they all coached me. They said, slowly slow down, slowly change lanes, don't signal. Right. The car zoomed by us. My heart was pounding. But if I would have gotten pulled over doing 115 and I don't even have a driver's license, I was going.
Yeah, you're going. Oh, yeah. Interestingly enough, most of my jail time, think about this. This is how bad of a drug addict I was. Most of my jail time was because at some point I didn't pay a ticket, whether it was parking, speeding, whatever, because I didn't have the $50 back then because I couldn't pull it together. So I would lose my license, get it suspended. I'd get pulled over on my suspended license, make it worse. They would revoke my license. I would still drive. And then you know what I mean? Like, that's what most of my jail time, dude, was fucking $50. Like 5 years later, I'm sitting in jail like $50. Now, later, it ended up being possession and fighting and all kinds of stupid shit and stealing and stuff like that. But yeah, most of my stuff, man, was just that.
I gotta ask, was this a New Jersey's driver's license or a New York driver's license? Before you moved?
I never had a New York. I had a New Jersey driver's license and a Florida driver's license. But I'll tell you what,
Jersey, Florida, Texas. And my jersey license, very similar to you, right? I was just doing what I was going to do no matter what. What is up with those weird co-pays you have to pay? Even after you've paid the ticket and the insurance. Surcharges. That's what it was. I used to get mad. I get a bill. What the freak is this? And then I wouldn't pay them. Then I would get pulled over. And then, of course, you got to pay that plus your bill. It was. So I just wanted to ask. So it's not just me. So you've got the surcharge extra as well. So I guess that was just a thing for Jersey.
Oh, it sucks.
Nowhere else.
Jersey.
Florida doesn't do it.
Nope,
Texas doesn't do it.
Jersey,
nobody else.
Dude.
Just Jersey.
Jersey.
Unbelievable.
And let me tell you this. So this is I'll tell you one of the most fun things I ever did in jail. When I was in LA County jail, when I got busted with tar heroin, I was in LA County, and so there's so many, it's so overcrowded in LA, right? So there's no beds, and I mean they put 500 people in like a room, and there's bunks and everything, but people are on the floor, people are sleeping on tables and all kinds of fun stuff. So there's like 5 or 10 toilets, and there's no dividers or anything, so everybody's just doing that whole thing.
Yep.
And I watched a guy sit on the toilet for an hour, and when he was done, he went in the toilet and dug through it, found what he needed, and then there was a line of people waiting for him to trade whatever they snuck in for what he had just. That was the party. I was sitting right there like this. I got to get out of here. I got to. It
was at that moment GreenBean realized, I got to make some changes.
You want to know what's really funny? When I got out of there that night, not that night, but like when I ended up getting out of there, the day I got out of there, I got my cell phone back, and I'm in LA, and I'm looking. I got all these messages and missed calls, and there's a guy from MTV that I knew. He's been called me 15 times. He's calling me. So I call him back. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm sorry I was in jail. He's like, dude, I got you Ozfest tickets, for it's tonight. It's in like 5 hours. Like, I got the tickets for you. I'm holding them. So I literally got out of jail, got a call from my MTV guy, and he's got Ozfest tickets. So that I literally got out of jail, went, took a shower, drank a few beers, smoked some weed, got in the car, and went to see Ozfest, Judas Priest, Slayer, and Black Sabbath. Like, I was like, dude, my life is ridiculously deranged. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on. So, fun stuff. So the comparison in jail, out of jail, much, much different, much better out of jail, everybody. All right, 100%. We're going to wrap this up. Oh, I got I'm sorry, Sam. What's up, Sam? He says, just need to know we have a quarterback at the end of it. Yeah. Hey, look, this is going to be a very telling season. And I know we said the same shit last year. We just got to see what Zach is. And it sucks that we have to deal with this again. I mean, let's shoot straight.
Oh, my God.
But again, it's a different scenario, everybody. There's a lot of different pieces, a lot of different variables. And let's see what the kid has. Let's see what he has when he's really being supported, really being coached and all those things. And let's see, man. We got the talent everywhere else. It's not in question. We got talent everywhere. Let's see if we can push Zach to 17th ranked quarterback. That's all I'm asking for, Jeremy. That's it. 17. Average. That's all I need.
Average. Literally mid. We just want a mid quarterback.
That would be fine. That would be fine. We should be, if we stay healthy and he's a mid quarterback, we're fine.
I'm not acting. I'm telling you the true stories. This is
got another
true.
They don't want you to go home, go to sleep, GreenBean.
They don't want me to go to sleep.
They're trying to
you
hold
should
you
be throwing,
hostage.
These $2 shits.
Like
with all due respect, I appreciate it, but it's
like a strip
bedtime.
Here, tell me a story.
Tell me your story, GreenBean. Happy, joy for the. Thank you, Douglas. That's good.
That's
right, not
awesome.
everybody gets that.
Awesome.
I coveted my ice cream bar. He coveted my ice cream bar. You forced me to use it. Remember that one, Doug? That's so good. All right. Space Madness. That's one of the best episodes ever. The best episode, though, is Sven Hoek. If you haven't seen it, just go Google or go to YouTube and type in Ren and Stimpy, Sven Hoek, Hoek, and you'll laugh your ass off. Unless you're a stone. That all said, we're out of here. Jeremy, real quick, dude. One sentence. What do you got?
Yes, I hope I see
Don't drag it out, man. Let's go.
No. I'll see you on Sunday, man. We had the most amazing Monday Night Football, I think, what reaction party we've ever had since I've been on the show. I've never had that many people watching.
1,000. Yeah, we had 1,000 people hanging out with us. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. We hope you all come back. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the milk thumbs. Gunny, what do you got?
So I'm glad you asked, right? So I'm going to go ahead and be dropping a video tomorrow, of course, with my weekly predictions for the New York Jets. But on top of that, I'll be also dropping a prediction video for my Garrett Wilson autographed jersey giveaway. So if you're not following me on Twitter or not following me on YouTube, I highly recommend you do so because it's only going to be dropping on those two particular platforms. But I have an autographed Garrett Wilson jersey that I'm going to be giving away to individuals who properly predict what the New York Jets record will be before the bye. Now, some of y'all, it might change without Aaron Rodgers. Some of y'all might say the same with Zach Wilson. I don't know. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and give you the instructions and how to go ahead and throw your prediction in there. And whoever selects, who says it first, obviously, is the person that would win it. So if multiple people says 3-3, whoever said 3-3 first would win it. So that's dropping here tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. I highly recommend you follow me on YouTube and on Twitter. You want free stuff? Gunny's the place to hang out, man. Let's shoot real straight with that one. Gunny, he gives away the free goodies and good stuff. Good stuff. Jay Claus, why are you yelling at me, man? I'm just getting tongue tied. It's Stimpany. Ren and Stimpy. You fucking idiot. Ren and Stimpy. It's a little bit aggressive.
All right, we're gonna go kick Dallas's ass. We'll see you throughout the week. Everybody, have a great night. We love you, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, man.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.